St. Louis Blues hockey is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that clean, crisp, cold taste, nothing beats a Bud. By your Midwest GMC truck dealers, Bellman, Bomarito, and Brockman GMC. By Southwest Airlines, providing frequent flights and low fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. By McDonald's, your place for the 59-cent hamburger. By Phillips 66, makers of high-quality, super clean unleaded gasoline. By your local bottler of Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of the Blues. By your Metro St. Louis Lincoln Mercury dealer. By AutoZone, the best part in auto parts. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Hardee's. By the Missouri Lottery, you can't win if you don't play. By Southwestern Bell Corporation, the one to call on. And by your greater St. Louis Nissan dealers. Now, St. Louis Blues hockey.
The Cow Palace, Daly City, California. Daly City is the suburb of San Francisco. The Cow Palace, well, it's very near Candlestick Park and San Francisco International Airport. The Cow Palace has been around for over 50 years, and tonight it is home to the Blues' first meeting ever here against the San Jose Sharks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bay Area. I'm Ken Wilson along with John Kelly. The Blues playing Game 2 of a 4-game road trip. They moved from Southern California, where the other night they got a tie with Los Angeles. And, John, it was a big win, or tie, rather, and it seemed like a win. That was the key to it, because the Blues came from behind, so they put 2 games in a row together where they played pretty good defense, and maybe now beginning to turn it around a little bit.
Well, the Blues have hit the 50-game mark, 30 to go, and the club in the last 3 games has allowed under 30 shots, and that might not seem too significant, but when you consider it's been done only 10 times all year by the Blues, you really have to admire their good defensive play in the last 3 games. Ken, I hope it continues here tonight and down the stretch and into the playoffs, because you don't win unless you play good defensive hockey.
This Sharks team has some players you'll recognize, an odd former Blues player here and there, but the youngster this club really looks to, especially for the future, is number 17, Pat Falloon.
He leads the club with 13 goals. He was their first-round draft pick, taken right behind Eric Lindros. He has good speed, has a very good shot. He scored a goal against the Blues back in October. And, Ken, they are building this franchise around young Pat Falloon.
When this San Jose team wins, they usually win at home. They are not an easy victory for a visiting team. They can be very tough. You know, John, we talk about Pat Falloon, a youngster. There's a youngster in uniform tonight for the Blues making his NHL debut. He's wearing number 25, defenseman Jason Marshall.
He was drafted by the Blues in 1989 in the very first round, and because of Lee Norwood's ankle injury, Jason Marshall gets his first taste of the National Hockey League. And Ken, talking to him today, he was a bit nervous, but we all wish him the very best.
Well, it's going to be fun to look at the Sharks. We see Jason Marshall's NHL debut, and believe me, this could be a tough game for the Blues. They cannot take the Sharks lightly. It's the Blues and the Sharks at the Cow Palace, just about ready to go. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Rick Mahar's Hockey Notebook, brought to you by Union Electric.
Hi, I'm Rick Mahar. We'll talk about hockey skates right after this.
Power line down the Blues, 'cause they're feeling down. The Blues starts for feeling down. So when the lines are down, don't you hang around. When we're down, don't hang around.
Sing it, Louie.
When lines are down, don't you hang around. When lines are down, don't you hang around. When lines are down, don't you hang around.
Hockey skates are a little different than figure skates and speed skates. The blade to the boot is a little higher, which enables the player to turn a little quicker. The boot has extra padding for the player's protection, with a reinforced toe and heavy padding around the heel and ankle. When buying skates, they should fit snug and comfortable, with the toes just touching the end of the boot.
Hockey Notebook has been brought to you by Union Electric.
Tonight's referee is Rob Schick, the linesman Shane Heyer, and Brad Lazarowicz, as the Blues make their first visit to the Cow Palace. And Curtis Joseph gets the call in nets. He stopped 21 of 24 shots against the Kings on Tuesday, and he comes in with a record of 16, 12, and 9. At the other end is 23-year-old Jeff Hackett, who has played very well, the ex-Islander. Hackett has a record of 5 and 18. Although the Sharks lost to the Rangers the other night, 4-2, Hackett was unbelievable. stopping 38 of 42 shots. So we're set to go. The Blues and Sharks for the first time from Daly City. And to tell you about the first period, here's Ken Wilson.
Thank you very much, John Kelly. It's Ron Sutter and Kelly Kissio at center ice, and Ron Sutter wins the draw, and Paul Cavallini shoots the puck in. Link Gates backboard, leaves it behind his net for the Sharks. They have Kissio and Lawton and Berezan up front. And it's Perry Berezan trying to clear. He can't. A shot by Paul Cavallini, and Hackett a save. But still in the Shark zone along the near boards, Brendan Shanahan. Back to the blue line. A shot by Zombo wide. Behind the net hole, centers. And it's tipped away on a good sweep check by Gates. Shark trying to come out. Berezan pinned in by Paul Cavallini. Then young defenseman David Williams flips the puck ahead, and it bounds down into the blue zone. Zombo clears it out to center ice. Here's Gates. He'll backhand it in. Knocked down at the defense, and Zombo leads the attack. Right wing. Off the skate of Emerson. Wilkinson can't play it. Emerson gets it to Oates. He's spun around, and Berezan clears the zone for San Jose, only to have Butcher shoot it back in. San Jose changing. Hackett leaves the puck behind the net for Neil Wilkinson, number 5. He's the former North Star. Up the middle, a nice pass, and the puck dumped in by the former Blues player David Bruce. Blues cleared at center ice. Oates has the puck right in front of the penalty boxes below us, but can't do anything with it. And it's played into the Blues zone by the Sharks. And it's stopped by Joseph, left for Murray Barron, who's on defense with Garth Butcher. Up to Emerson. He's slowed up. Here's David Bruce, and he takes a shot that goes wide. Right point, Wilkinson. His screen shot tipped by Bruce, but not on goal. And Emerson clears off the boards to Oates. Oates 2-on-2 with Christian. Oates, a shot off the arm of Hackett at center. Christian, a shot tipped by Herkus into the corner. Zettler plays it around the end boards, out the near side of intercepts. Left point to Brown, ahead into the corner to Adam Oates. The puck hops away, and Wilkinson backhands it behind the net to Rob Zettler. Up to Bruce on the left wing with Herkus and Rogers, and they're going to change lines. As the puck is into the Blues zone, Jeff Brown with it all the way to Oates at center ice. He'll slap it in as he takes a check. Back for it is Mullen for San Jose, and he'll clear it off of Marshall to center ice. He loses the puck. Here's Balloon, one-on-one, and a shot goes off of Jeff Brown wide into the corner. Brown takes out Balloon. Puck deep into the Blues zone. Mike Sullivan after it. Can't get it. Kept in by McGill at the point, into the corner. Here is Sullivan, number 47. He centers, and it's swept away by Curtis Joseph. Right point again, McGill. He'll play it around the board, certainly not from behind the Blues net, far side. Kept in by Mullen. Into the corner to Sullivan. Lowry pins into the board. And it's kicked loose to the veteran Brian Mullen. He'll send it behind the net, out of the reach of Balloon, out the near side. Oates has to go deep. McGill pinches in. Bothers Oates. Here's Balloon. Trying to move in front. Pass in front. Intercepted in a slot by Ron Sutter. Here come the Blues. 2-on-1 to Lowry. All over the line. He'll shoot. Hackett a big pad save on Dave Lowry. Ben Oates held the one on the boards. The puck comes loose, and Mike Sullivan clears it out back into the Blue zone. Both teams are changing. No score. 3 minutes gone. First period. Blues clear the zone. Then Williams knocks down Gino Cavallini. And the puck slides deep into the Shark zone. And Gates with it. Comes in front of his net dangerously. Just clears away at the last minute. And up with it is Bozak. Steve Bozak to center ice. He'll dump it in. Joseph behind the net. Doesn't touch the puck. Just lets Brendan Shanahan play. He surveys the situation. A left wing pass to Gino Cavallini at center ice. Off the stick of Hull. And the puck goes deep into the San Jose zone. And the Sharks, trying to make a move, will just clear the puck out to center ice. Paul Fenton couldn't do anything with it. Now the Sharks try to steal, but unable to make the play as Bozak. And then the Blues, a long pass, Harris. That'll go the length of the ice. Back to touch at his Gates. It's an icing call against the Blues. No score in the first period here in Daly City, California. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
No score after 3 minutes and 47 seconds of non-stop action. And one thing about the Cow Palace, this rink is considerably shorter than most. It's 15 feet shorter, 180 feet, 85 feet long, and you lose that distance in the neutral zone.
Face off in the Blue zone, left point, Zettler screen shot, and that's stopped by Joseph. Backhand rebound shot wide, and in front, Barron takes down Perry Berezan, and there'll be a penalty here against the Blues. This penalty will be at 3:57, and the Sharks will have the man advantage. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
It was just another Saturday afternoon until those old guys came out of the woods with axes, Just when we thought it couldn't get any weirder, it did. They even brought their own music.
Awesome! Hey, fellas, how about a cold bud? A bud?
Obviously, we thought alike.
Oh, that's cold.
Murray Barron goes off for holding at 3:57. It happened right in front of the Blues net as he hauled down Berezan, and the Sharks on the power play. They're 20th in the NHL with the man advantage.
Face off in the blue zone, puck into the corner, and Kissio centers back to the right point to Link Gates. Gates gets it ahead. Played by Kissio. Now behind the net, out of the reach of Brian Lawton. Berezan after it in the corner. A couple of Blues players there, and the Blues will clear it out. And Gates will go back for it. Blues killing the penalty with Paul Cavallini, Rick Zombo, Dave Lowry, and Ron Wilson. No score in the first period here at the Cow Palace near San Francisco. Gates up the middle of the rink, drives it in off the glass. Joseph lets it go behind the net, far corner. Zombo can't get it out. Berezan knocks the puck down. Two Sharks in the corner with Zombo. The Sharks are down on the ice. Zombo still skating, and Berezan with a puck behind the net. Sends it back to the left point, off the stick of David Williams to center ice. Then to Gates. Blues are changing. Over to Kissio. He leaves the puck at the right point for Lawton. The shot, score! Berezan on a tip-in. On a great play, Perry Berezan on a tip-in. Joseph, no chance in the world. And the Sharks, who in their last 8 games have been successful 30% of the time in the power play, continue red hot with the man advantage.
That was a great goal as Lawton got the puck near the line, and his shot or pass came right in front, and Berezan tipped it by a startled Joseph. I think Lawton was trying to pass it, and Berezan got a stick on it, and he scores his 10th goal of the year.
Berezan becomes the 4th Shark in double figures in goals. And from the center ice faceoff, Odger keeps the puck in. Joseph plays it around far side, and it's set in front by Herkus as he intercepts, and it's tipped wide. Now the Blues try to work to center ice. Up the near boards with a puck, Dave Christian. He's stopped by Odgers before he reaches the San Jose line. Then Hull tips it into Oates. Oates in the corner, bad angle, shot off the chest of Jeff Hackett, and he pounces on the rebound on the ice to gain a whistle and a stoppage in play. The Blues trail the Sharks 1-0. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Well, 4:49 into the game. The Sharks get a power play, and Brian Sutter's Blues are down 1-0. That goal again, Berezan is 10th from Lawton and Kissio.
Face off in the Shark zone. Played by McGill up on the wing. Having trouble is David Bruce down on his knees. Now the puck behind the Sharks net. McGill into the corner to Jason Moore. Up on the right wing to Odgers. Odgers ahead for Herkus off his skate. Hall gets the puck. Right wing to Oates. Oates looks over the situation. Gives it to Christian. And a shot goes wide. Deflected wide. Odgers barrels up the right wing. Overskates the puck. Hall keeps it in. Hall tied up along the boards by McGill. Then Oates gets it in front. Here's Christian. A wrist shot. Hackett comes out to make the save. David Bruce breaks the center ice with Moore trailing, and Bruce run to the boards. Moore in the corner, looks in front, tipped it right on, and a great save by Curtis Joseph, and the Blues come back the other way. Oates at center ice. Oates to Garth Butcher over the line with Hull, and trying to split the defensive Butcher, nothing doing, and at the side of the Sharks net, Hackett smothers the puck. And this crowd of 10,888 here at the Cow Palace loving the early action and appreciative of the fact that the upstart Sharks lead it 1-0.
Well, the Sharks nearly made it 2-zip as Odgers, who is a tough guy, not known as a goal scorer, he had a tip-in try, but Curtis Joseph made a good pad save on that tip-in try. The Blues have allowed a lot of shots this year, and Joseph has seen his share 10 times this year. When Curtis has been in nets, the Blues have let 40 shots or more go on Joseph.
From the face-off in the Shark zone, Wilkinson gets the puck up on the wing. It's shot in. Mullen shooting it in. No icing. The puck comes in front. A backhand shot by Brian Mullen, and that's knocked down. The Blues thought there might be icing. There wasn't. Jason Marshall with it in his own end. Nice pass up the middle to Bassett, who's on with Rich Sutter. He takes a right wing pass. Gino Cavallini in the slot, the left wing, takes the pass, takes a shot, it hits a leg, and goes to Mike Sullivan, the 22-year-old out of Boston University. His pass too far for Mullen, and Marshall shoots the puck back in. Hackett leaves it behind the San Jose net for Rob Zettler. He's on with Wilkinson. Up on it, Sullivan between Mullen and Falloon. 1-0. Sharks lead it. Wilkinson in his own end. Long pass at center ice. On the money to Falloon. Over the line in the left wing. Forced to the corner by Zombo. Tied up there. Then Brian Mullen shovels the puck behind the net. Taking over there is Gino Cavallini, the Blues veteran. He stopped from the puck into the corner. Chased there by Brown. He's run into by the young defenseman Williams. And the puck to the point. A shot by Gates. Knocked down. Here's a breakaway for Emerson. Emerson in alone. Shoots. He scores! Nelson Emerson. A breakaway goal to tie it 1-1 here at the Cow Palace. Nelson Emerson, having a brilliant rookie season, picks up his 20th goal and his 37th point.
A great play by Emerson, Ken, knocked the puck down near the St. Louis line, and with his speed, not many players will catch him from behind. As the shot was taken by Link Gates, it was blocked, and Emerson had a breakaway. Ken, he has a very good shot, and Hackett went down, and Emerson put it right through his legs, and he scores his 20th of the year at 7:19 to tie the game.
The Blues come back quickly, and they win the faceoff. In his own end, Zombo, a right wing pass for Ron Sutter too far, and it'll be back deep into the San Jose zone. Zombo and Paul Cavallini on defense. Ron Sutter up front with Shanahan and Hull. The Blues, of course, with a new look with their lines. Hull and Oates have been separated. Paul Benton to center ice. Has the puck in front of the San Jose bench. Now shoots it in from the red line. Gloved down by Paul Cavallini. Short pass to Zombo at the line, up to the center red line. Ron Sutter carries in, loses the puck, having trouble with it. Shanahan along the near boards, moves ahead into the left circle. Centers for Hull, but he's tied up by Fenton. Here's Jason Moore, the young San Jose defenseman. Up at center ice to Presley. Adam McGill, quick shot over the line, and Paul Cavallini deflects it into the crowd. 8:04 gone, first period, 1-1 here at the Cow Palace. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Ken, the Sharks may be in last place, but they're in first place in one department, in merchandise sold. You see all kinds of Sharks paraphernalia all around the NHL.
They have gone big time. They have been a huge marketing success here in the Bay Area. Just fantastic. I don't think anyone dreamed their merchandise would be loved as much as it is. Blues clear the puck out of their end, back into the San Jose zone. Now it's dumped to center ice, and the puck will slide into the St. Louis zone. Barron, bothered by the ex-Blackhawk, Wayne Presley, who goes down in the corner. Then Paul Fenton sates in. Fenton trying to center, unable to against Christian. Tied up by Christian. The puck comes to Butcher. He can't clear it out. Zettler keeps it in. Knocked behind the Blues net. Played up the near boards by Curtis Joseph through center ice. Back into the San Jose end. Bill Wilkinson backboard. He's on defense with Zettler. This is the Steve Bozek line. Of course, Bozek, a former Blues player. Oates steals in the corner. Then Zettler steals the puck back. Oates is on with Emerson and Christian. Sharks having a bit of a problem in their own end. Now Presley to center ice from the red line, drives it in around the boards behind the net, out the far side, and Emerson gets it. A pass off the skate of Oates back to Emerson at the center red line. He'll backhand the puck in. It'll bound into the corner. Retreating forward is Gates. And he'll play it up on the right wing as the Blues are changing to Kissio. Too far for Berezan at center ice. And the Blues control the puck at their defense. Now at center ice to Darren Kimball. Over the line with Oates and Lowry is in ahead of the puck over the San Jose blue line.
Nothing beats the excitement of St. Louis Blues hockey, and nothing beats the distinctively clean, crisp, cool taste of Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud. Not dressed tonight for the Blues. Defenseman Lee Norwood has a very sore ankle. He took a shot in Tuesday's game against the Kings off the ankle. He was skating this morning, so he should be back in a few days. Also out tonight is Kelly Chase and Michel Mongeau.
Great matchup here. Darren Kimball against the left left winger, Brian Lawton. Kimball, of course, looks for fights, looks for tough guys. He doesn't have one, believe me, in Brian Lawton. To center ice, Williams for San Jose around Lowry. Over the line, centers, no one there. Then in the corner, Berezan tips it behind the net to Brian Lawton. He tries to get around Jeff Brown and can't. They both go down behind the Blues net. Now the puck kicked loose. Kissio centers it in front, tipped away from Berezan to the left point. Gates keeps it in behind the net to Lawton. He leaves it for Kissio, who centers, but Berezan is tied up in a loose puck taken by Kimball. He clears it up to Ron Wilson. A pass at center ice for Lowry, intercepted by David Williams. He's tied up by Lowry. That allows Ron Wilson to move in. The veteran, a low, weak shot and a stick save by Hackett. And the Blues are changing players. 10:15 gone, first period 1-1. The veteran Kelly Kissio for San Jose through center ice. Over the St. Louis line on the right wing to the dot. A shot! And Joseph out to make the save on Kissio. And the Blues clear the puck all the way down the ice. Back to touch it is Bob McGill, and the icing against the Blues. The Blues won and the Sharks won. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
1-1 the score, 9:28 left first period. That Blues goal again, Emerson unassisted at 7:19, his 20th of the year. And Ken, he has a shot of setting the Blues rookie goal scoring record held by Jorgen Pettersson with 37.
Face off in the blue zone, the puck into the corner, and it comes out to Paul Cavallini. Ahead to Shanahan on the left wing. Down the middle to Ron Sutter. Over the line, a nice drop pass to Shanahan. He fakes the shot, moves in front of him, backhand, and slides the puck just wide of the post. Puck left in the corner by Paul Cavallini. Slides away from Shanahan and swept by Hackett. Not out from the point. Zombo is shot right on in the save. Herkus can't clear. Zombo centers to Hull, and he partially fans on a shot, and here comes San Jose. Herkus over the line with Odgers. A centering pass, and Odgers tied up. Now David Bruce tries to move in front. Can't, comes behind the net. Unable to center to Herkus. Still has the puck in the corner. Hit hard to the boards by Zombo. Zombo with a puck. Up ahead on the right wing to Ron Sutter. He clears the center ice to Hull with Shanahan. Moving in. Now a bad angle. Takes a shot, and it's kicked out by Hackett. And here's McGill with a puck for the Sharks. Ahead to Jason Moore. Right wing to Odgers. A long shot, and that's off the skate of Curtis Joseph. Then a Mullen drive from the left point wide. Along the near boards, Hull in his own zone. Tips it ahead to Christian. Now over the San Jose line to Oates. Back to Christian. He'll turn along the near boards. Feeds into the slot for Butcher. He can't make a move around the defense, and Rob Zettler with a puck. Behind the net to Wilkinson, trying to work out of traffic. Wilkinson stops in the corner. Into the middle now for Mike Sullivan, and his left wing pass for Brian Mullen. Too far back into the blue zone. Berezan has scored for San Jose. Emerson has tied it for the Blues, and the Blues clear to center ice. Emerson is stopped, doesn't see the puck, and Sullivan shoots it back in for the Sharks. 7:50 to go in the first period, 1-1. Here's Christian along the near boards in his own end, just clearing it out, and Zettler fires it right back in. Joseph leaves the puck behind the net for Barron, the ex-Flyer, in his own end, bothered by Mullen, then slaps the puck to center ice, and the Sharks shoot it right back in. This time it's Garth Butcher, the Blues captain, forced out from behind his net by Falloon. Up on the right wing to Emerson, in the middle to Oates. Oates to Butcher. Butcher over the line, left wing pass for Christian, a backhand shot, that's kicked out. The Sharks will have it. It's Falloon out of his own end, then he loses the puck, and Adam Oates has it. He gets over the line, but can't avoid Williams, who clears it out, and then it's back in offside. So the Blues offside, stops play with 7:12 to go in the opening period. It's 1-1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
On our Budweiser scoreboard, Boston beat Calgary 3-1. The Flyers did the Blues a favor, beating the North Stars 5-3. The Islanders knocked off Pittsburgh 8-5, and no score. Rangers LA, Chicago, Vancouver, both of those games in the first period.
From the face-off, the puck comes up into the crowd, and that'll stop play again. Pittsburgh struggling a bit. Mario Lemieux out again with a bad back. The Blues, of course, will be in Pittsburgh Saturday night. A look at George Kingston, 52-year-old fitness nut, and really getting his first shot here in the big time. A long-time coach, though.
Yeah, he's very patient, and you know, Ken, a lot of people have said the Sharks have done well, but Kingston says, I'm not happy. I think that our team should have been doing better, and I hope to do better in the next 30 games. Kingston is not happy with this team's record.
Well, they've won 11, lost 35, tied 4, 26 points. It's not impressive, but it's not the worst for an expansion team. Presley, a drive right on Joseph, the save, and the rebound goes wide. Here's Wayne Presley in the corner for San Jose. He leaves the puck. Marshall does a good job taking out Bozak. And the puck up the near boards. Gino Cavallini can't get it out. McGill keeps it in to Presley behind the net. Now to Paul Fenton in the corner. Right point to Bob McGill. His shot kicked out by Joseph. Behind the net, Bozak has the puck tipped away, and Jeff Brown, the Blues' veteran defenseman, controls. Ahead on the near left wing to Gino Cavallini from the red line. He dumps it in. Hackett behind the net. The former Islander goalie is patient enough to get it to Presley, and he'll tip it through the neutral zone into the St. Louis end. The two teams changing on the fly. The brothers Cavallini combine to shoot the puck in. Hackett leaves it behind his net for McGill, the Sharks defenseman, to his defense mate Jason Moore. Up the middle now to Brian Lawton, the former North Star. Over the line to Berezan, and a shot and a pad save. Rebound Kissio, and he can't get a shot on net. The puck in the corner. Berezan hits the referee with it. Knots behind it at the Lawton. Wraparound, kicked out by Curtis Joseph. As Joseph comes up big against Lawton. The puck still in the blue zone. It comes to the left point to Rob Zettler. He shoots it ahead. Gino Cavallini knocks the puck down, tips it to center ice, and Berezan, the goal scorer for the Sharks, shoots it in. Joseph plays it up to Hall. Hall deep in his own zone, loses the puck in the corner to Lawton. And then Hall steals the puck. He's in a jam right in front of his own net. Oh, the puck tipped just wide. An incredible move by Hall. Now he tries to recoup up the middle of the rink, over the line, a drop pass. Trying to get on his forehand and unable to is Shanahan, now into the near corner, trying to move in front, can't. Shanahan behind the net, into the corner, centers in the slot. Perry Berezan intercepts. He gets the puck ahead to Kissio, looking for Wilkinson over the line also. The Blues get a chance to come back. The pass behind Berezan, and taking over is Ron Sutter. Sutter in his own end to Zombo. Zombo works to the blue line. Rick Zombo to the red line, now to the Sharks line. Cuts to the near board, stops, looks, no one to really feed to. Then a rink-wide pass to Oates. He has trouble with a bouncing puck. Is knocked down, and Shanahan gets it. His shot blocked by Bruce. The puck still in San Jose's territory. Now Odgers moves up the right wing. 22-year-old Jeff Odgers stopped by Barron, shoots it off the end boards to the side of the net, and Joseph clears it around as Bruce went heavily into the Blues goalpost. Here's Oates at center ice, left wing to Murray Barron. In front, off the skate of Gates, right to Hackett. He had to be quick to make the save there as Gates almost had it go into his own net. Play stopped. It's 1-1 late in the first period. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Not dressed tonight for the Sharks, goalie Brian Hayward, Ken Hammond, Dean Everson, Doug Wilson, and Perry Anderson.
Puck controlled by the Blues in the Shark zone in the corner. Oates now it's behind the net. Gates takes over up to Falloon. The puck hits him in the back. It's bouncing around in the slot area. Finally, the Sharks still can't get it out, and it comes to Sullivan at center ice, only to have Emerson steal it. Blues own the puck at their defense. Barron ahead to Oates at the Sharks line. A drop pass for Christian, and his feed for Emerson broken up, and Falloon gets it ahead to Brian Mullen in his 10th NHL season. Over the line, he's knocked down after dumping it in. Joseph leaves the puck behind the net. Blues in trouble, and then Gates went after, I believe, Butcher, and they're upset a bit. Gates having some words, and there's going to be a penalty, or maybe more, called by Rob Schick. Gates, well, he has a long history of altercations and brushes with the law, and it'll be Brian Mullen, who apparently retaliated after he was checked against the boards, and Gates was kind of, if you will, serving as a policeman, and he will go back to the Sharks bench unscathed without a penalty, but Mullen will go off in a retaliation penalty.
Slashing the call on Mullen, and the Blues will get a power play. Metro Lighting, Union Electric, and Intertherm are teaming up this winter to make your home more enjoyable. See the Metro Lighting store in your area today for high-quality Intertherm baseboard heaters. So the Blues get a power play in this 1-1 game. Blues power play ranked 8th in the NHL, but the Blues currently in an 0-for-9 drought on the power play. The Sharks are 19th in the penalty killing department.
Ken Wilson along with John Kelly at the Cow Palace near San Francisco. The Blues won and the Sharks won. Neutral face-off. The Blues get the puck in their own end. Brown will take it behind the net. Hall is at the other point. Ron Sutter up front with Shanahan and Oates. The puck to Hall. He weaves through center ice. Left side to Brown over the line. Shoots it around the end boards behind the Sharks net out the far side to Oates. He'll send it behind the net. Too far for Ron Sutter. Tipped to the near side. And Lawton tries to clear it out and does to Kissio, who can't get around Hall, and the puck back deep in the blue zone. Joseph shoots it up ahead to Oates. At center ice now to Shanahan at the Sharks line. A drop pass for Jeff Brown. Brown into the near corner. Brown in front, and a shot by Shanahan stopped. And Kissio finds an opening to clear the puck the length of the ice. Berezan scored a power play goal for the Sharks at 4:49. Emerson tied it at 7:19 on a breakaway. Here the Blues setting up with a man advantage. Emerson along the near boards. Shanahan behind the net. Gets the pass. Then Zettler bothers him and steals the puck from Shanahan. Gives it to Bozak. In over the Blues line. He looks to turn back to center ice. Runs into a couple of Blues players, but he still has it. Steve Bozak along the near boards in the Blues end. Really doing a good job penalty killing. But loses it, and Hall will circle in his own zone. Here is Brett Hall. 50 goals in the first 50 games. Gets to the defense and can't get around Wilkinson and ends up with a puck back at his own line. He'll give the puck at center ice to Dave Christian. He'll have to weave. Good work by Bozak and Berezan. And then a pass intercepted by Perry Berezan. Blues are changing. Sharks just playing catch with a puck, passing it around in their own end. And Zettler will shoot at the length of the ice. 2:12 to go here in the first period. And only 12 seconds now to go in the Blues power play, which hasn't amounted to much. Post at center ice, pass intercepted. Mike Sullivan, a breakaway. Sullivan in, fakes, backhand shot. Joseph makes the save and holds on. Curtis Joseph stops the Boston University product, Mike Sullivan, who had a short-handed breakaway.
Ken, we told you about the very small neutral zone in this building. This rink is 15 feet shorter in length, and when you make a pass at center ice, if it's picked off, there's not much distance between the blue line and the goal. Sullivan intercepted an Oates pass. He went in alone and tried to shovel a backhander through the legs of Joseph, but Curtis Joseph made a nice save on Sullivan as he went to his knees, and that's a big stop there with only a few seconds left in the Blues power play.
Face-off in the Blue zone. The Blues already this season have beaten the Sharks twice. In St. Louis, 6-3 in October, 4-0 in December. The penalty is over. Butcher in his own end with a punt to Barron in front of Joseph. Ed Manning at center ice to Lowry. He'll dump it in. He's on with Basson and Rich Zettler. Hackett behind the net, clears up the boards. Too far for Sullivan, but he gets the puck back. Then to Mullen, ahead to Falloon. Falloon takes the pass, but he's offside. Offside Sharks. Let's pause 20 seconds for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. 1-1 here at the Cow Palace. The Blues out shooting the Sharks 11-8. Now some bumping. Rich Sutter and Brian Mullen face off just inside the San Jose blue line. The Sharks figure to play in this ancient facility for a couple of seasons, where they're going to move into a gorgeous $125 million arena in San Jose in a couple of years. To center ice from the faceoff. Sullivan can't get around Butcher. Butcher gives him a little extra shove. The puck to the side of the net. Falloon takes it into the corner for San Jose. Back to the right point. Williams, a shot right up. Almost off Butcher by Joseph, and they score. Rebound tip in. The Sharks score to take the lead 2-1 as Joseph and Garth Butcher began playing a little pinball there at the edge of the crease.
Well, Falloon was there, but I think, Ken, it was the Blues player who tipped it back in toward Joseph. The shot from the right point by Williams. Joseph kicks it out, and Butcher and Falloon both had their sticks there. They put it back into Joseph, but it got under his body, and it went into the net. And Joseph himself also may have put it in as he turned around. So a rather weird goal gives the Sharks a 2-1 lead.
Back to action. Zombo from the center ice faceoff, flips it in. Jason Moore has it, shoots at the length of the ice. Zombo after it with Bozak. No icing. They both go down in the corner in the blue zone. And here's Presley centering. Tipped away by Shanahan to center ice, and Jason Moore leaves it in the neutral zone. Hall intercepts. Hall brings it in over the line to Ron Sutter. Back to Paul Cavallini. He can't get a shot, loose puck, and it's grabbed by Steve Bozek. Bozek ahead to Presley at center ice. He'll tip it in his own end for the Blues. Rick Zombo up to Rod Sutter at the red line. The Blues alternate captain it over the line to the far board. Stuffs the puck behind the Sharks net. Hackett clears it up the far board. Bozek there can't get it out. After it is Shanahan. He's beaten to it by Fenton, who clears it around to the near boards where Presley is knocked down by Hull. Presley on his knees, and a couple of players bump, and finally the puck is frozen and play stopped with only 18 seconds remaining here in the first period. Balloon scoring from Williams and Sullivan at 18:46 to break the tie.
Blues hockey is brought to you by the Discover card. It pays to discover the card that pays you back. So a rather strange goal gives the Sharks a 2-1 lead here. Balloon gets it from Williams and Sullivan. Brian Sutter was very happy with the way the club played in LA on Tuesday. A nice come from behind 3-3 tie, but it really hasn't carried over tonight, Ken.
From the face-off in the Shark zone, the puck tipped to center ice. Jeff Brown at the red line will wrist it in. It goes over the head of Hackett into the corner. Wilkinson trying to play it. Can't. Christian a shot, and Jeff Hackett the save, clears to the far corner. Trying to center, Brown can't. Then when time runs out as the Blues are unable to center it. And they're happy here in the Bay Area of California as the Sharks, who have won 11 this season, 9 of the wins coming at home, have a home ice lead after 20 minutes. So it's the Sharks 2 and the Blues 1 after a period at the Cow Palace. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Now stay tuned for Bill Reeves and Steve Schiff. They have an update of the news of the day. And our buddy Rich Gould will be along with the Domino's Sports Break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this St. Louis 11 News Update.
We'll return to Blues hockey in just a minute.
But first, here's a look at some of today's top stories. More than 100 employees of a popular South County restaurant received treatment today to guard against hepatitis A. The vaccinations were given after a former employee of this Casa Gallardo near I-55 in Lindbergh found out he has the illness. He worked at the restaurant from mid-December to mid-January before returning to school. Hepatitis A causes jaundice and severe flu-like symptoms. The virus is spread by contaminated food, but health officials say there is no public threat.
Routinely, and the health department takes these steps in order to prevent the spread of disease. We think that by operating and taking this rapid action that we've been able to protect the people of St. Louis County.
Dr. Fisher says it takes about 3 weeks for the virus to work its way through a person's system. Hepatitis rarely requires hospitalization. The company is in hot water tonight for causing the discoloration today of the Mississippi River. A process pump at the Warner Jenkinson Food Coloring Company in North St. Louis malfunctioned this morning. It discharged red dye into the company's sewer and then the public sewer. 200 million gallons of water at the Bissell Point Sewage Treatment Facility turned red. Fortunately, the dye was non-toxic. Warner Jenkinson will be penalized for the accident since it violates Missouri's water quality standards. And that's a look at some of tonight's top stories.
Coming up next, Rich Gould will have a look at sports.
Hi again, everybody. Rich Gould with the Blues Sports Break. What's going on out west? The San Jose Sharks are leading. It is 2-1. We've got the first 2 goals to show you. Perry Berezan will get the goal on a great tip-in. Came off a power play, and the Sharks lead 1-0. Joseph had no chance on that one, but Nelson Emerson comes back to tie it. Emerson on the breakaway scores his 20th. It's 1-1. Sharks scored late. They lead 2-1, and Ken and John will be back in just a bit. Sports Illustrated ran a story on Brett Hull in this week's issue, and Roy Firestone taped an interview with Brett Monday. That aired today. Too bad the interview couldn't have waited until after Brett scored his 50th. Most of it was old hat. Firestone had Hully talking about his relationship with Bobby Hull for about the upteenth time.
When I was 16 years old, I looked at myself, and I was so sick and tired of people saying that, you know, Brett Hull, you're not as good as Bobby Hull. You're not a good enough hockey player. And I said to myself, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is be Brett Hull, because you can never be Bobby Hull. He's a Hall of Famer, and all you have to do is go out and please Brett Hull, and as long as you're happy with yourself, that's all you can do.
All right, more hockey tonight. Minnesota, Philadelphia. Mark Howe will skate in, put the wrist shot past Darcy Wakaluk. That is his second goal of the game, and it ties it at 2. Nice comeback tonight by the Flyers. Tony Orasek with a centering pass to Dale Kushner, who puts it home. 3-2 Flyers, and they will go on to win this game 5-3 over a Minnesota team that is threatening to overtake the Blues. Ohio State beat Illinois tonight in Champaign. 74-72 was the final score. Jim Jackson with 18 for the Buckeyes. Neon Thomas with 26 for Illinois. The Illini trailed by 18. Then San Jose. It's a 2-1 game. Ken and John standing by. And fellas, we can't let this one slip away.
No, you know something, Rich? I think everyone realized that coming into the Cow Palace, this was not going to be easy. One of those situations, John, where the Sharks have everything to gain, the Blues have everything to lose. They're supposed to win. If they win, everybody sort of yawns. If you lose, boy, that's big news.
Well, you're right, Ken. The Blues really have all the pressure on them. I talked to Ron Wilson earlier today, Blues center iceman, and he said the same thing. The Sharks have nothing at all to lose. They're basically out of the playoffs, as everyone expected, so they are playing very loose, and a fluke goal really was the difference in that period, but give San Jose credit. They played fairly well.
San Jose did hustle well and basically had some pretty good chances. Didn't give the Blues a lot of room. The one Blues goal came on a breakaway, and it was sort of a milestone, if you will, the 20th of the year for rookie Nelson Emerson.
He blocked a Link Gates shot, and Gates would have little chance of catching anyone, let alone Emerson. He goes in alone and goes right through the legs of Hackett, his 20th of the year at 7:19.
Let's take a look at our summary. Perry Berezan scored his 10th of the season on an early power play. Lawton and Kissio assisting. Then Emerson's goal at 7:19 to tie it at 1. Then the fluke goal that really was swept in by Curtis Joseph at 18:46. Falloon's 14th of the season as the Blues outshoot the Sharks 12-10 in the first period. The period summary brought to you by your Midwest GMC truck dealers, Bellman, Bomarito, and Brocklin GMC. I guess the question is, what do the Blues do now to get the upper hand? I think one thing you always know is you can wear down a team like San Jose, but that's not the simple answer.
Well, it isn't, but Doug Wilson, their best defenseman, is out tonight with a back injury. And, Ken, their defense is not very good. They've given up the most goals in the league, as one would suspect. So if the Blues are to win this game, and certainly they have a very good chance to, they need to forecheck a lot better than they did in that first period.
I think that's the key also, Rich. Work the corners in the San Jose zone, work over their rather immobile defensemen. We'll see if the Blues do that early in this second period.
Time to get it done in the next 20 minutes, fellas. Great job as always. The second period coming up in just a bit. And of course, we'll have more sports on the Blues Sports Break. After that, I'm Rich Gould. We'll see you then.
The two teams are just returning to the ice for the second period here at the Cow Palace. The Blues are trailing San Jose 2-1. What a milestone on Tuesday night. A great goal, big goal for number 16, Brett Hull. His 50th of the season, giving him 50 goals in 50 games for the second consecutive season. Only Wayne Gretzky has equaled that feat. Looking back, the puck came back to the point from Hull to Paul Cavallini. He makes a great move, then gets the puck in a backhand pass to Shanahan, behind the back, pass to Hull, and he buries it by Kelly Rudy. That was Tuesday night. Hull with the patented smile, his 50th goal in the Blues' 50th game. He has reached the 50-50 club twice, Wayne Gretzky 3 times, Mario Lemieux, Mike Bossy, and Maurice the Rocket Richard each once. And of course, you look back and see the Rocket did it, 50 goals in 50 games. That's when they played 50 games. You really can't help but wonder at the amazement of that feat by the Rocket Richard. The 50-50 club, very special, and the Blues' Brett Hull is a member of that club. The Blues play the next 2 on the road, Saturday night at Pittsburgh, Sunday at Philadelphia, then home for 5 in a row. The first home game will be against the Devils Thursday night, February the 6th at the arena. That'll be Squeeze Bottle night. The Blackhawks on a Saturday night at the arena, February 8th. The Kings in on the 11th. That will be Sports Mug night, Right Guard Sports Mug night. The first 15,000 of you in attendance that night will receive the Blues Right Guard Sports Mug. The Boston Bruins in St. Louis on February 13th, and on the 15th it'll be the Calgary Flames. That should be exciting. A 5-game homestand for the Blues beginning Thursday night, February the 6th. The second period about to begin here at the Cow Palace. 2-1 San Jose. And here is John Kelly.
All right, Ken, here we go. The Blues defending the goal to our left. We are underway. The team's at full strength, and the Sharks dump it in. Back for St. Louis is Zombo. Pass at center ice to Shanahan. Off the boards to Ron Sutter right across the line. Down near corner for Hall. Hall now tried to center one, and Hackett knocked it away. Gates is there for the Sharks. Pass to Kissio. Center ice to Lawton. In on left wing. A shot! And that's high off the glass. And the Blues, Shanahan takes over. At his own line. Center ice to Hall. He was held shotless in that first period. Now Paul Cavalier trying to work in. Left wing for Hall. Gates is back. Oates knocked it down. Centers it. Oh, Shanahan put it high off the glass. And Berzan for San Jose on right wing. He'll flip it back down the ice. And the Blues captain Butcher back, but Joseph clears the center to Barron. In on right wing for Hall. And he can't get a shot as the Sharks knocked it away. Butcher right point kept it in. A drive right on a save. Here's Oates on right wing. Centers it. But Odger's there to break it up for the Sharks. At center ice, David Bruce there, the ex-Blue. He was checked, and now Butcher for Oates at his own line. Ahead for Barron. Barron on left wing. Works it in deep. And Zettler back for San Jose. Oates stole it. Now back on the point for Barron. To Oates. To Christian, a shot! And that shot from the slot was just wide. Oates in the near corner. Oates lost it. Sharks work it ahead, and the puck flipped to center ice by Bruce. And here's Barron in his own zone. We've played close to 2 minutes of the second period. The Sharks lead 2-1. Now a shot behind the Blues goal again. Barron back there. Right wing for Emerson. Checked by Brian Mullen. But Joseph there to knock it around the board. And here comes Dave Christian back to center. Lost it. Balloon stole it. Now Mullen in left wing. A drive and a body save by Joseph. Mullen near corner. Centers it. Oh, what a save by Joseph on Balloon at the edge of the goal crease. Big save there. It's 2-1 San Jose. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Pat Falloon had a good chance moments ago for the Sharks. Initial save by Joseph. The puck got away. And his play continued. A deflection in front went off Falloon just wide.
Sharks lead 2-1. Here's McGill back for San Jose, the ex-Blackhawk. Pass up on right wing. Sullivan gets it across the line, but Rich Sutter back there knocked it away. Now it comes back on the point. More right. That's wide. It comes right in front. The puck loose, still not covered. And now Rob Schick blows his whistle. Ken Joseph never had that puck under his pad. I think Brown covered it.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was anything but just lying there on the ice. It at least got out of the view of Schick. Jason Moore really stepped into it, and it came in front. And Mullen, who's been around a long time, almost beat Joseph. And Jason Marshall and Jeff Brown just sort of covered up and said, well, we'll be all over this puck, and they'll blow the whistle. Jason Marshall, making his NHL debut tonight, played a shift, maybe 2 in the first period, and just had a short shift here in this period. And the Blues trailing it 2-1 and have to get it going, turn it up a notch here. The San Jose Sharks have played pretty well at home. This is where they get the few points they have in the Cow Palace. Brett Hall, as John mentioned, did not have a shot on goal in the first period, and of course no longer playing with Adam Oates on his line.
On Sutter and Shanahan on his line tonight. Off the draw, Paul Cavallini. Long pass to Shanahan in on right wing. The Hall, and it's just offside. Hackett made a save anyhow, but a Hall let go a slap shot. It was offside, but Ken, that's one of the rare times you'll see Brett pull it all the way back and slap it.
It's sort of like seeing a slam dunk in basketball and people ooh and ah, even if it was after a whistle or didn't count, and Hall really let one go that time. The play was just offside. Shanahan getting it to Hall just a couple inches out over the line and shot back in offside. Two other games out here on the West Coast. The Rangers and Kings, no score starting the second period. Chicago won, Vancouver won beginning the second period. Goulet has scored, Nedved has scored.
Here it's 2-1, Sharks ahead. 3 minutes gone in the second. Now Kissio across the line to Lawton. That shot wide. Ron center failed to clear it. Here's Lawton far corner for the Sharks. The ex-North Star. Knocked down. Ron center behind his own net. Good pass up the middle for Zombo. Center ice to Danahan. Now Zombo carries on. In on left wing. Cuts in now. And it's broken up by Kissio. Big play there to knock it away at the last second. And Brett Hall back at his own line for the Blues. To Paul Cavallini. He had a big game the other night. Got the tying goal late in the contest against the Kings. Long pass goes down the ice. No icing here. And Zettler back for the Sharks. Up on left wing to Lott. He'll tip one to the Blues line. Barron there. Now ahead for Oak. Back to Barron. It was poked away from him, and here's Barron's in for the Sharks. In on right wing to Kissio, but it's offside. Offside at the line. The Sharks lead 2-1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Sharks lead at 2-1, but the Sharks this season are winless against Norris Division teams. They've lost 8 and tied 1.
2-1, the Sharks leading here. 15:50 left. Second period. Now the puck in front. Shot by Bozak is turned aside. Far corner. It comes free to Fenton. Trying to work in front. He does. Oh, Bozak missed a tip on the near side. Now Bozak, the ex-Blue. Check. Blues try and clear it. Held in again by the Sharks. Bozak bumped on the board. Again, the Blues failed to get it out. Now in the near corner. Fenton front. And Presley, the ex-Hawk, tipped it wide. Presley far corner. Bumped by Barron. Centers it. But Butcher there to poke it down the ice. And icing coming up here on the Blues.
You got to wonder, the Blues afraid to knock anybody down in their own end? The shark in the front of those sweaters isn't all that menacing, I hope. Boy, the Blues not knocking anybody down. St. Louis Blues hockey is brought to you by Midas. For mufflers, brakes, and shocks, nobody beats Midas. Nobody. Well, the Blues now send Lowry, Bassett, and Rich Sutter out there up front. And you know darn well they'll bang some people around.
2-1 for San Jose as we approach the 5-minute mark of the second. A long shot from the right point by Williams. Turned aside by Joseph. Now behind the net. Wrap around. And the net is loose. No goal. No goal. The Blues net had been knocked loose. And I believe we'll have a penalty. But it is no goal. 2-1, the Sharks ahead. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Jason Marshall receives a 2-minute holding penalty here at 5:03, so he gets an initiation to an NHL penalty box. He picked up the penalty before the puck was shot in. You got to wonder if this is Henri Richard or Tony Herkus here. But the net had come loose, a penalty called before the puck was put in.
The Sharks lead 2-1. They're 1 of 1 of the power play tonight. And behind the Blues net, Odgers there. Now right point, Williams works in, gets it behind the net. Paul Cavallini sends it around the board. Held in. Now Bruce tripped up in the near corner. Williams back on the point. Gates a shot. Right on. A save by Joseph. And he hangs on. I can't really believe that they're using Gates back on the point. I would have to say that they might be vulnerable with him back there to a shorthanded goal.
They might be vulnerable anytime he comes on the ice. Here in this San Jose Shark land, they play the theme music from, what was the name of the movie, John? I never saw it. Well, I saw a little.
Jaws?
Jaws? Sure, Jaws, and they make like sharks.
You never saw that movie?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, but I had dreams and couldn't sleep at night. Sharks 11th in the NHL, the Blues rather, 11th in the NHL penalty killing. The Sharks on the power play, 20th in the league.
Sharks lead 2-1. Here off the draw shot from the right wing side by Brian Lawton. And that's stopped by Curtis Joseph. Lawton, of course, a former first-round pick of the Minnesota North Stars.
Kelly of Kissio has been around. He's 32 years of age. Played in Switzerland a year, came back, played with the Red Wings, most recently with the New York Rangers. And of course, when you have an expansion team, you need a sprinkling of the veterans.
Although Kissio has missed 18 games this year with an ankle injury. The Sharks have had quite a few injuries this year, and that has not helped. San Jose leading 2-1. A minute 15 to go in the Blues penalty. Sharks dump it in. Weird hop off the boards, and it nearly hit Joseph and went into the net. But Joseph kept it out. Now behind the net. Here's Lawton back on the point now. Gates to Williams, a shot, and a stick save by Joseph. On center near corner. Up for Wilson. Can't clear it by Gates. Right wing side. Here's Lawton again getting the puck. Near side for Berezin. On the point. Williams to Gates. A shot. That's wide, and it comes in front. I'll tell you what, these boards here at the Cow Palace are very lively, and Ken, a couple of times it's nearly bounced off the boards in front off a player in the net.
That's one thing I've never understood in the National Hockey League, why every rink doesn't have very lively boards. It makes for more exciting hockey. The boards ought to be as lively as possible, especially the strip just above the ice. But the Blues were fortunate that time that the Sharks didn't put it in. But when you're a goaltender here and in some of the other rinks around the NHL where the boards are exceedingly lively, you have to be especially alert. Of course, the Blues practiced here yesterday, practiced at the late morning, noon hour today, so they have some idea of the boards.
Sharks lead 2-1. 35 seconds to go in the Marshall Minor. Off the draw, shot from the right point block. Now another chance in front. Tipped away. Sullivan gets it. Near corner for Pat Falloon. Here's Falloon on left wing. Into the corner for Sullivan. Hit to the boards by Brown. Now back on the point. Jason Moore there. Near side for Sullivan. Right to center one. Now to Falloon. A drive. And that's off a leg in front and over the glass. And another face-off in the Blues' end.
Boy, you can't knock the Sharks tonight, at least for the first 27 minutes. They have played well. Their young future star, Pat Falloon, has a goal, his 14th. He let one go from the left circle. It was deflected in front, skimmed off the glass, and into this capacity crowd here at the Cow Palace. Pat Falloon played at Spokane with the Chiefs in the Western Junior League last season. They won the Memorial Cup. That's the team that is owned by the baseball Brett family, the Spokane Chiefs. Well, still 4 seconds to go in the penalty, and then after that, the Blues need to get it going here at the Cow Palace.
And off the draw, the puck cleared over the boards. The Blues have been outshot in this period 8-1.
Don't miss out.
And they already trail 2-1 in the game.
Sweatshirts, caps, jackets, and
face off to the right
join the beginning of
Joseph. Adam Oates on the draw here.
Falco Fashion Park.
And here's Mike Sullivan. And Oates controls it. Here's Marshall back on. Oates across the San Jose line. Left wing to Wilson. A shot. That just missed. Right point Zombo held it in for Oates. Puts it in front, but nobody there. And the Sharks led by Wilkinson ahead. Long pass. Falloon after it. Joseph knocked it away. And now play is called, I believe, in an offside. We'll pause 20 seconds for station ID. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Ken Wilson along with John Kelly at the Cow Palace. 2-1. San Jose leads it.
Now Ron Wilson shoots it in deep. Goes after it. Right point Zombo across to Paul Cavallini. Walks in. A shot. He scores! Paul Cavallini scores to tie the game. It may have been tipped in, but it's now 2-2.
If Paul Cavallini gets credit for the goal, and he had the big goal the other night in Los Angeles, it would be his 7th of the season, and all indications are the goal belongs to him. Zombo had it at the right point, passed it straight away to Paul. Things opened up. Hackett really had a good look at it. He flung out his right pad, but it went in under his arm. It may have been deflected, but I think it was a straight shot. What's surprising is the fact that Hackett had such a good look at that Paul Cavallini shot. He gets the goal, and the Blues have tied it at 2. Ron Wilson and Rick Zombo get the assist.
So it's 2-2. And Paul Cavallini, who in 19 games without a goal, broke that jinx in L.A. on Tuesday and has scored again tonight. Now the Blues in their own zone. Ron Sutter, far corner. He works the puck near the line, not out, a shot blocked. Barron can't get it. Here's Kissio for the Sharks. In traffic, but it's tipped away by Barron, and he pokes it down the ice. Now it's played back to the Blues line. Butcher carries on right wing. Fires it in, far corner. Emerson knocked the man down. Ron Sutter, good pass to Shanahan. To Emerson, back to Shanahan in front, but he missed the pass. And here's Kissio to center ice. Into the Blues zone. That high shot caught by Joseph. Clears one on right wing for Emerson. His pass at center, picked off by Bruce. Now Lawton back in for San Jose. Lawton on right wing, a shot. Oh, and Joseph, a save there after a nifty move by Brian Lawton. Now far corner on Sutter for the Blues. He bumps him in, right point. Williams puts it in front, loose puck. Joseph, 2 saves on Presley. Now back to Gates. Gates, a wrist shot, and that goes wide. Delayed penalty on the Blues. Sharks get it in deep. Here's Presley behind the goal. Can't center it. And now play is called and a holding penalty on St. Louis. It's 2-2 midway through the second. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Good to see on that last shift. Ron Sutter and Shanahan knocked some people down. The puck was deflected. Presley in front gets it. One shot low. Tries to get it up. Scuffs it off the heel on his second effort. But Joseph, 2 brilliant saves on Presley. But a holding penalty here at 9:04 to Murray Barron. Sharks with a man advantage.
In a 2-2 game. Blues win the draw, though. Wilson feeds Lowry. He gets to center. Lowry now gets past the Paul Cavallini. Centers it to Wilson. He gets turned around on right wing, but is bumped off the puck. And then back is Gates for Falloon. In on right wing, Sullivan is there. Hit in the corner by Lowry. 4 players jam up in the far corner. Blues would like a face-off here, but play goes on. Zombo double teamed in there. It comes free. Mullen left it for Sullivan. Near corner now for Pat Falloon. Here's Falloon on left wing. Pass broken up by the Blues Zombo. And Paul Cavallini sweeps it back to center. Here's Gates for the Sharks. Right wing to Kissio. Zombo knocked it away, and he sends it down the ice. 10 minutes left. Second period. 2-2 to score. A minute left in the San Jose power play. Now Kissio gets a pass at center ice. Gains the St. Louis line for Falloon. In front of Gates. He missed it, and Brown cleared it down the ice. And now a delayed penalty called, I think, on Link Gates for holding. So there goes the Sharks power play. We are tied at 2 here in the Bay Area. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
I'm thinking of a steak. A thick, choice, juicy steak. Or maybe it'll be seafood. Lobster or swordfish. Chops sound good too. Pork, lamb, or veal. And for dessert, oh, this isn't fair. It's time to eat. I'm out of here. We hope to see you soon at Deerdorf and Hart's, the choice of St. Louis, in Westport Plaza and Union Station.
Link Gates, who has a way of making Bob Probert look like a choir boy, gets a double minor, holding and then unsportsmanlike conduct. What a break for the Blues, who will move on to the power play in 45 seconds when Murray Barron's penalty time is up. So Rob Schick not taking anything from Link Gates. And now the two teams for 45 seconds will play a man shy. Bob Murdoch along with George Kingston, the coach, and the face-off in the San Jose end.
Each team a man short for 45 seconds. 2-2 the score. Face off to the right of Hackett. Ron Sutter on the draw against Kissio. As Kissio wins it, then Bob McGill, the ex-Hawk in Maple Leaf, behind his net. Long right wing pass. That goes down the ice. No icing here. As Paul Cavallini gets the puck. He tied the game at 7:34. His 7th from Zombo and Wilson. Now at center ice. Ron Sutter comes in on left wing. Gets it behind the net. Hackett fires it around the boards. Lowry, or rather Christian there. He took a rather nasty spill. He gets up though. And Jason Moore for San Jose. At center ice to Watton. But behind the play, we get a whistle. And meanwhile, Christian went off. And now we get a slashing penalty. And maybe a couple, but Christian took a rather awkward fall in the corner, and he went to the Blues bench.
Yeah, he is really hurting. I don't know if it's his right ankle or not, but he went heavily into the boards, skates first, and you could see there was trouble. He got up and tried to go, and then had all he could do to get to the bench. And by the time he got near the door to the Blues players bench, he was a one-legged hockey player. So Bob McGill goes off. Ron Sutter goes off also. They will receive coincidental minors. Barron, by the way, is 9 seconds away from coming back on the ice. This has certainly not been a chippy hockey game, but Rob Schick is calling things tight. When Ron Sutter put on the brakes earlier, McGill went down, held his stick. This was earlier at the other end. But you know, you see a lot of stick holding in this league, and that wasn't the penalty there. Back to action.
Ron Sutter gets a slashing minor, and McGill gets the same. And now the Blues in a power play. 2-2 the score. Here's Ron Wilson behind his net for St. Louis. Center ice for Oates. In on right wing to Wilson. Tied up by Zettler. Now to the corner. Oates pokes it behind the net for Brett Hall. Hall near corner for Oates. On this Blues power play to Hall in front. And he fanned on it and sucked it wide. And the Sharks fail to clear it. Here's Brown on the left point. Keeps it in. Shoots it behind the net for Hall. He'll play it back on the right point to Oates. Across to Brown. Far corner for Hall. Back for Brown. Now for Oates on the right point. To Wilson on right wing. Gets it in deep to Shanahan. Now to Brett Hall on left wing. Back for Brown. Now behind the net, Wilson after it. Bumps a man. Oates works in. Blues in a power play here. Now Shanahan on right wing. On the point for Brown. To Shanahan. He works in. Back for Brown across the Hall. He doesn't shoot it. Hall off the board for Oates. To Shanahan right in. A backhander hit the side of the goal. Now Brown in front. Try to poke it in. That's knocked away. Here's Oates on left wing. To Wilson. Now on the right point for Hall. His pass back. And it comes to center ice. A minute 35 to go in the Blues power play. 2-2 the score. Blues tip it back down the ice. Zettler trying to clear it. Oates knocks it down. To Hall, a shot. He scores! Number 51 for Brett Hall. From the slot, a power play goal. And you could see that one coming a long way away. As the Sharks left Hall wide open in the slot.
Number 51 for Brett Hall at 12:55. Boy, how often do we see that? They gave him a lot of space. What had been happening in the power play is the four-man box for the Sharks was very spread out, keeping the Blues spread out. And the Blues were keeping Hull wide on the left wing. They did the smart thing. Move Brett Hall into the middle. If the box is wide, well, you take the cue, and Oates and Hall get together, and it is 3-2 Blues.
Hall from Oates at 12:55. And the Blues have their first lead. It's now 3-2. The Sharks back in full strength. Emerson trying to cut it on left wing. Gets it behind the net. Christian there, but it's knocked away. Then Brian Mullen lifts it high in the air to center ice. Here's Paul Cavallini at his own line for the Blues. Center ice to brother Gino. He plays it down the ice. Jason Moore going back. Bump behind the net by Christian. But Mullen picks it up for San Jose. Mullen tied up by Nelson Emerson. Emerson has scored his 20th of the year in the game. Now it's poked free. Mullen backhands it to the line, and it's kicked to center ice. 6:12 left in the second period. Now the Sharks dump it in. The Blues lead for the first time. It's 3-2. Zombo in his own zone. Plays it off the boards to center for Emerson. Good pass to Christian. In on left wing. To Gino Cavallini. A shot! And Hackett a save on a quick tip-in try by Big Gino. Emerson behind the Shark goal. Now near corner to Gino Cavallini. Turns. And his shot is blocked. And the puck comes to center ice. Here's Falloon. He'll dump it in deep. And Joseph sets it up for the rookie Jason Marshall in his first NHL game. Pass to center ice for Rich Sutter. Now to Gino Cavallini in on right wing to Bassett. Gets to the puck in the corner. Now behind the goal. Bassett tied up by Wilkinson. And the puck flipped ahead to Bassett, gets it back. But he committed a high sticky minor in the process, and he'll go off. The Blues lead 3-2. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
No one performs better on ice than Brett Hull. And nothing refreshes better on ice than the real cola taste of Coca-Cola Classic.
Hey, Brett, how about a Coke Classic down here?
Coca-Cola Classic. It scores every time.
Never can get one of these past him.
14:40 is the time of Bob Bassen's high sticking penalty. Never a good idea to take a minor penalty in the offensive zone, but Bassen did, and the Sharks now will try to regain a little of the momentum. Bassen had lost the puck, then got the stick up a little bit into the face of Neil Wilkinson.
Well, there's that Jaws theme again. The fans make a, I guess that's a shark-like motion.
Maybe that's the person trying to get away. I don't know. Looks like a shark to me.
By the way, the Sharks just hired a new mascot. And he is dressed as a shark. No surprise there. Now the Sharks center it out. Joseph caught out of the net. But it's cleared away by Lowry. And it goes down the ice. Blues lead 3-2. San Jose in the power play. Here's Kissio getting it behind his own net. Now in the near corner for Gates. Gates behind his goal. And it's taken by David Williams. Pass near the line. Ron Sutter knocked the man down, but now Gates carries on. Poked away by Barrett. Loose puck. Williams flips it in. Right wing, David Bruce gets it. Here's Bruce to the far corner behind the Blues goal for Kissio. Back on the point. A shot tipped on goal by Lawton. And a save by Joseph. And the Blues clear it away. What a save there by Joseph. Now down the ice. Here's Wilkinson behind his net on right wing for Falloon. With 50 seconds left in Bassen's minor penalty. Pass to center off the skate of Moore. And the Blues fire it down the ice once again. Hackett plays it ahead, and it's picked up by Falloon at center ice. Into the Blues zone. In front, but Zombo knocked it away, and here's Wilson ahead for Lowry. He missed the check, now works it on right wing to a bad angle. He's bumped in that corner. And here come the Sharks to center. Led by Brian Mullen. Taken out by Zombo. And Lowry there to poke it away. And here's Oates with a break on right wing. Here's Oates right in. A shot! And he put it high off the glass. Oh, nearly another short-handed goal for the Blues. And now Bassen back on. Here come the Sharks across the line. Wilkinson a pass in front broken up. Now Oates on right wing trying to get to it. Hackett out of the goal. Knocked it away. Oates centers it. Oh, and Bassen had a wide open net. And it bounced over his stick as Hackett was careless. And the Sharks cleared around the boards. And it's played to center by Zettler. Butcher at his own line. The Blues lead here 3-2. Up to Oates. In across the line. His pass knocked away. Now Oates at center ice. Waits for Christian to get onside. Oates works it in deep. And the Sharks, Tony Herc is back. The ex-Blue. Late pass. It's offside. As Fenton was across center ice when he got the pass. It's 3-2 for St. Louis. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
So I'm doing my sound check. Hello. And I hear this woman's voice.
Crunch that last chord. I'll show you.
She grabbed the guitar. And then she started rocking. No, I mean rocking.
You're pretty good. Not.
Someone that hot deserves something this cold. Suddenly, I remember this was a bud spot.
I like your style.
Jeff Hackett, the San Jose 23-year-old netminder, wandered, got caught along the near boards. Oates and Hackett bumping. Oates gets the puck, flips it in front, and Basson there alone, but I believe it was Spaloon, who has great speed, who was able to come back and help tip it away from Basson. The Blues came close there to making it a 2-goal lead. They lead at 3-2 on Hull's 51st from Oates, a power play goal at 12:55. Here in the second period. The Blues have the only goals in this period. Paul Cavallini scored the other at 7:34. Nelson Emerson scored for the Blues in the opening period. Berezan and Falloon scored for San Jose in period 1.
Blues trying to snap pregame winless streak. And they have only one win in the last 6 games. The Sharks are 2-3-1 in their last 6. San Jose gets the draw. Can't clear it. Here's Ron Center, left winger Shanahan. A shot. Hackett, a pad save and a rebound, but he alertly covers up. And another face-off.
Fans, if you want the great taste of Bud Light, you gotta make the best call of the night. Ask for a Bud Light, because everything else is just alike. They've got a lot of goaltenders here this season. Jeff Hackett playing tonight. Jarmo Milas, the former North Star, is the backup goalie. Brian Hayward, another veteran goalie for the Sharks, is out with an injury. They've used the Latvian goaltender, Artur Urbe, also, who has a great future in the NHL.
Blues lead 3-2. 2:28 left in the second period. Face off to the right of Hackett. Kissio gets the face-off from Ron Sutter. And this is Rob Zettler behind his own net. The ex-North Star. Center ice to Lawton. In on left wing to Kissio. Broken up. And it's picked up by Zombo. Ahead for Brett Hull. 2-on-2 to center. Hull across the line. Lost it. Ron Sutter, a shot. And Hackett, a glove save. He wasn't taking any chances at all. And he hung on.
I want to be sure to remind you to join us Saturday and Sunday nights for the final 2 on this road trip. Saturday night at Pittsburgh, Sunday night at Philadelphia. Both games on radio and also television, KPLR Channel 11. And also an invitation to celebrate the Blues' silver anniversary season with the official St. Louis Blues commemorative packet. It's a limited edition piece of Blues history, including the opportunity to be eligible to win a '92 Chevy Blazer and other great prizes. Purchase your packets at Blues home games or by calling Premier Sports at 994-1080.
False face-off here. Face-off coming up to the left of the Sharks' net. Sharks on home ice this year 9-13-2. They have 2 wins away. That's not the worst, though. Quebec still has not won a road game this year. Off the draw. Zettler behind his net for San Jose. Past the center. It bounces down the ice. And as Brown going back, icing call. We'll pause here 20 seconds for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
We're at the Cow Palace, a facility that was originally called the First Grand National Livestock Exhibition and Rodeo. Somebody said cow, somebody said palace, and well, they said let's call it the Cow Palace.
Off the draw, shot from the point, rebound, and Oates put it just wide with Hackett down after Brown's shot was stopped. And the Sharks cleared away. The Blues have taken over the territorial advantage here. Now Paul Cavallini can't hold it in. And the puck comes to center ice. The Cow Palace, Ken, as you mentioned, 50 years old this year, and it has hosted a lot of different events. An annual livestock show is held here, hence the name. But it's also hosted presidential conventions. JFK was nominated here back in 1960.
Boy, they really have had a lot here. NBA has played here, and it's got a lot of history, this building. A newspaper columnist in San Francisco in the 30s dubbed this the Palace for Cows. And they switched it to Cow Palace.
Blues lead 3-2. A minute 20 left in the second. Now the puck in the Blues end. Near boards. Fenton is there, gets it behind the goal. But Butcher for St. Louis up on left wing for Wilson. Flips it up the middle. Knocked down by Fenton. He'll play it behind the net. Now Ron Wilson there again. Wilson looking for some open ice. A minute left in the period. Now Butcher has to pick it up for the Blues behind his goal. Here's Butcher. Now with some room. Pass at center for Oates. Oates to Wilson. In on right wing. Lost it. Now the puck loose to the St. Louis line. Grabbed by Presley, the ex-Hawk. He sends it down the ice. And Paul Cavallini behind his net. Both pucks changing here now to Butcher on right wing. And he feeds one to center ice. Picked up by the Sharks and dumped right back in. Around the boards it goes. Sullivan right point. Kicked it, but Oates gets it. Now for Brett Hull at center ice. Hull across the Shark line. A shot, pass save, and a rebound is shot wide by Hull. Now the Blues try and center it. Tipped away by Zettler. 10 seconds left. Here come the Sharks. Pallooning in right wing to the corner. Now in front. Nolan a shot, and that goes wide. And that'll do it as the period comes to an end. Well, a good one for the Blues. They score the only 2 goals. And after 40 minutes of play here in Daly City, California, it's the Blues 3 and the Sharks 2. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
We're in the second intermission at the Cow Palace. We'll have a sports break. We're also going to talk with Nelson Emerson. Blues lead the Sharks 3-2. The Blues rookie Nelson Emerson has a goal tonight. And prior to the start of play, John Kelly had a chance to visit with Nelson.
All right, Ken Wilson, we are here with Blues right winger Nelson Emerson in his first year. And Nelson, I would have to think you have to be pleased with your numbers after 50 games, 19 goals and 17 assists.
Well, you know, John, yeah, it's been a, not a bad year for me. I think, I've kind of come into the year and kind of going game by game and just trying to learn, but I've had the opportunity to play with good players, so it kind of makes it easier for me.
Nelson, as you know, you're a natural center iceman. When did you first realize that you would be a right winger this year?
Probably when they just put me there, and I couldn't believe they were putting me at right wing because, John, all my life I've played center, and, in college I played 4 years at center, so, it was kind of a surprise for me when, when Brian Sutter wanted me on the right side, but, I've been trying to adjust, and, I think it's going not too bad.
Do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years as a right winger or a center?
I don't know, 10 years from now, I don't, be in the industrial league somewhere maybe, but, I don't know. I'm not sure what their plans are, but, as far as I'm concerned, I've learned how to play right wing, and, it's tough, and it's been a tough adjustment, but, I've mostly played all year with Ronnie Sutter, and, he's really helped me out. He's good in our own end down low, and, it makes it easier for me to adjust to the league when I play with a guy like Ron.
Where's the biggest adjustment from moving to center to right wing, in the offensive end or the defensive end?
Probably the defensive end, and, coming back, into our own end and picking up the right man and, doing things like that. But, I think center ice, you have a little bit more responsibility in your own end. And, for me, now that I'm playing right wing, I don't think I have as much pressure on my own end. And, maybe that's what Brian Sutter likes about it.
Nelson, I mentioned you have 36 points, only 5 points behind the leading rookie scorer, Nicholas Lidstrom of Detroit. Have you thought about winning the Rookie of the Year award this year?
The only time I think about it is when, I get asked all the time by the media and things like that. But, as far as I'm concerned, that's an individual honor, and, it's great to be, just mentioned to be a part of something like that. And, you know, I think if you just look at the rookies in this league, like Amani and Adet and obviously Lidstrom, you know, there's so many good players, and Pat Falloon here in San Jose. So, you know, for me, just to be amongst those type of players, it's, you know, it's special, and it's a treat for me.
Nelson Emerson hails from Hamilton, Ontario, outside of Toronto. You grew up in that area. Growing up, Nelson, did you idolize any particular player or team?
Well, John, actually, I'm from Waterford, Ontario, and I know there might be some people watching, so I'll have to put that in there. But yeah, I did. I grew up. I was always a Maple Leaf fan, and you know, being close to Toronto, that's I watched guys like Davey Keon and Daryl Sittler, and you know, those were my favorite players then. But you know, now I'm older, and I realize the Leafs are in our division, so I got to put it to them when we go to play them.
Yeah, that's over with. You're a Blue forever, hopefully, and good to talk to you here, Nelson.
Okay, thank you, John.
Nelson Emerson, our guest here between periods. Let's go back to Ken Wilson.
Thank you very much, John Kelly. One thing about Nelson Emerson, a college product, can turn a phrase. He can really talk. Nice young man, Nelson Emerson. He has scored his 20th of the season here tonight at the Cow Palace. After 2 periods, the Blues lead the Sharks 3-2. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Now stay tuned for Rich Gould. He has the KPLR Sports Break coming right up.
With Ken Wilson, John Kelly back live in Daly City, the home of the Sharks after 2 periods of play. The Blues lead 3-2 as the Blues play their first ever game here at the venerable Cow Palace. And there's quite a history of hockey here in the Bay Area, going back to 1928, the old California Hockey League. There's been many leagues and teams here. The NHL came here back in 1967 with the Oakland Seals. And these Sharks, Ken, are actually a cousin of the Oakland Seals when you consider that Oakland went to Cleveland. Cleveland merged with Minnesota, and the North Stars, in effect, really dispersed to San Jose in the latest dispersal draft. So I guess the Sharks are a distant cousin to the old Oakland Seals. The thing I remember about the Oakland Seals was the white skates they used to wear under Charles O. Finley. We talked earlier about the Sharks' record, and it's not really that bad. A mark of 11-35-4 thus far. There have been a lot worse expansion teams. The worst ever, the Washington Capitals, back in 1974-75, won only 8 games. They never won a road game all year long, did that Washington team. So the Sharks have surpassed the Caps, and they are on their way to, I would say, a 15 or 16 or 17 win season. Although George Kingston isn't happy, I think, Ken, a lot of folks think that's pretty good.
Interesting thing about looking at the worst expansion teams, Washington and the Islanders, and going back to the expansion of the mid-60s, they've turned out to be just about as good a franchise as any of those two. They've done very well. So early success is not necessarily to be reflected down the road years later.
Although the big difference with the Sharks is that they got a lot of players from the North Stars organization, so they are not a true expansion team. We're set for the 3rd period, and here again is Ken Wilson.
All right, John, both teams are at full strength. The puck shot in by Brendan Shanahan around behind the Sharks net out the far side. Link Gates is there. He can't get the puck. Number 9, Brian Lawton does. Clears it off Zombo to center ice. He has the puck. He's on defense with Paul Cavallini, and he shoots it back in. Ron Sutter up front with Shanahan and Hull. Gates behind his net. To Kissio, can't get it out. A shot by Zombo, and that's tipped wide. Here's Berezan deep in his own zone. A pass in front of his net to Gates, up the middle to Kissio. At the red line, he avoids a check, loses the puck. Zombo can't do anything with it, and it's shot in quickly by David Williams, the rookie defenseman. The puck behind the Blues net, Zombo with it up to Shanahan. He'll turn it around Berezan through center ice, back into the Shark zone. Both teams changing players. Zettler gives it to Wilkinson. Up the near right wing to Berezan. He'll tip it ahead and finally shoot it in. Off the stick of Joseph into the corner in the Blues zone. And the Blues captain Garth Butcher has the punt. Charges up the right wing to the red line. Slaps it into the corner. It takes the bounce along the near boards. Ron Sutter unable to center. The puck goes behind the Sharks net. Out the far boards. Emerson to the right point. Butcher a shot. Tipped right on Hackett. Lucky to get a piece of that. Here's Bozak ahead to Wayne Presley. The Detroit native fires it in. Bouncing puck behind the Blues net into the corner. Butcher there. His pass intercepted by Presley. He's unable to center. Butcher sends it behind the net to Barron. It's stolen by Fenton, who's wrapped up by Butcher. Centering effort fails. Another effort. And a shot over the net by Bozak. Now the Sharks are dangerous to Wilkinson at the right point. A shot right on. Kicked out by Joseph. Here's Presley along the far boards out to the blue line. His shot wide by 10 feet. And the puck along the near side in the blue zone. Worked to center ice by Oates. He loses the puck and Wilkinson shoots it back in. Butcher at the end of the shift has it in his own end to Barron. Up to Christian, and he'll turn it in to the Shark zone. Could be icing. Back to get it. Zettler. He touches it. It is icing called against the Blues. Rich Sutter's shot. Thought he got there first, and he's protesting, but the call is icing. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Did Rich Sutter get to the puck first? He says he did, although Zettler was there as well, and on the replay it did appear Zettler touched it first.
They face up in the blue zone. Jeff Brown gets the puck around to Rich Sutter. He chops it to center ice. McGill will circle back into his own end with it. He'll just clear it through the neutral zone, and the puck carries all the way back to the St. Louis end over the red line. Marshall touches it, and an icing call against the Blues, who lead the Sharks 3-2 here early in the third period. Brian Sutter, referred to in the San Francisco Chronicle today as Rick Sutter. It's interesting when you go to expansion cities in just about any sport, that kind of thing happens for a year or two, and they'll learn out here that he is Brian, not Rick.
Although the media has caught on rather quickly, they were all around Brett Hall again today. Hall could go to China and he'd be surrounded by reporters. It's literally amazing how much attention he gets on the road, especially in the Canadian cities. Brett cannot go anywhere without the autograph seekers or the media. It's a different world that Brett lives in. He makes a lot of money, Ken, but you know, sometimes you wonder in a small way if it's worth it.
You pay the price for fame. Balloon up the right wing, shoots the puck in. Joseph at the side of the Blues net, clears it around far side. Shanahan with it. Nicely up the middle to Ron Sutter. He backs to center ice, has the puck knocked away. And finally it's Marshall for the Blues to the red line, dumping it in. Marshall on defense with Brown. Up front, Hall, Shanahan, and Ron Sutter. Ron Sutter from Shanahan at the blue line, puts the puck ahead. It's broken up. Long pass for Balloon from Sullivan too far, the length of the ice, touched by the Blues, an icing call against San Jose. The Blues lead it 3-2 here at the Cow Palace. Let's pause 20 seconds for station identification. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
When leading after 2 this year, the Blues record 18-3-1. And the Sharks have not won this year when behind by 2 periods.
Emerson, Paul Cavallini, and Paul have scored tonight for the Blues. Odgers for San Jose in his own end. A pass for Bruce, tipped into the Blues zone. Joseph behind the net, leaves the puck for Paul Cavallini. He sends it into the corner. Lowry back for it, turns up the near boards. He's on with Bassett and Rich Sutter. The puck comes to center ice, no possession, and then finally David Bruce backhands it in. Wide of the goal, caught by Joseph. Zombo with a head of steam up the middle of the rink to his blue line. Now to Rich Sutter. He can't get around the defense, but Basson has the puck and almost moves in. Then he's chipped behind the net by Gates. Here are the Sharks with it. Perkins gets it to Odgers, up to Williams. The defenseman shoots it in and heads for the bench. The Sharks are changing. Zombo behind his goal for St. Louis. Turns into the middle in front of the net, right wing. To Christian. He came back from a mild ankle injury last period and backhands it in. Chases after the puck. Rob Zettler there first. Off the boards behind the net to Wilkinson. Up the near right wing. He comes to his own blue line. Long pass too far. No icing. The puck circles behind the Blues net into the near corner. Barron is there. Barron trying to pin the puck against the boards. It comes loose. And Kelly Kissio has it. Kissio centers. Off Barron to Christian. And the Blues work the center ice. Christian ahead to Emerson. Can't move around. Zettler takes a shot. Stick save. Hackett. Wilkinson controls Christian. Oates centers to Emerson. He can't get a shot. Has the puck in front to Oates. All alone. He waits. Shoots. Hackett the save. Loose puck. Emerson kicks at it. He's knocked down. And Hackett has the puck covered. And he's in some pain. Line on the ice. Oates and Emerson all around that San Jose net, and Jeff Hackett may well be injured. 15:41 to go in the third period. The Blues up 3-2. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Well, Jeff Hackett slow in getting up. Wilkinson was down as well. And in the middle of those two was Nelson Emerson. And he fought his way in there. Oates centered the puck to Emerson. He made a brilliant play, a pass across for Oates, who was wide open. His shot was stopped by Hackett. Emerson comes in, and he kicks at the puck, and then bodies fly everywhere, and Wilkinson got hurt falling over the pile. Hackett got hurt under the pile, but they are both all right. Hackett was picked up in the expansion draft. The Islanders let him go. They had a choice between Mark Fitzpatrick and Hackett. They let Hackett go. And Ken, in retrospect, that may have been a mistake, because Fitzpatrick, as you know, has that blood disorder, and he had it last year.
Face-off controlled by the Blues. A weak shot wide by Emerson. Played by the Sharks to Kissio from Mullen. Berezin the other wing. Kissio over the line. Leaves it for McGill. He fans. The puck to center ice. Jason Moore with it. He'll wrist it back in, and Gino Cavallini knocks it down to center ice. A pass for Oates. Intercepted. Kissio now to Jason Moore. Left wing to Lawton. He'll wind up a shot. A stick save by Curtis Joseph. And off his stick, the puck goes into the crowd. Curtis Joseph making a nice save on a strong low shot by Brian Lawton. And a fan has the puck.
They sell out every night here. 10,888. The Sharks this year have sold 8,700 season tickets. And among the season ticket holders, 49ers quarterback Joe Montana and Will Clark of the Giants. So they have their 25th consecutive sellout tonight in their 25th home game.
The San Jose team started the season losing 13 of its first 14. So they played a whole lot better ever since that start. Ball clears to center ice. Moore with it, backing into his own end. Bothered. Loses it to Shanahan. Right in front of shot. The post. Shanahan goes glove side, far post. Beating Hackett, but can't put it in. Puck into the blue zone. Finally cleared out to center ice. McGill with it. His pass out of the reach of Kissio. Zombo turns at his own line. He's on defense with Paul Cavallini. Gets it ahead. It's shot in by Ron Sutter. Hackett behind the Sharks goal. Up the near boards to Berezin. He can't get it out. Paul Cavallini pinches in. And a pass goes off the stick of Shanahan. Behind the net, McGill. Can't get it out. Kept it at the right point by Zombo. Too far for Shanahan behind the Sharks goal. And Berezin gets it ahead off Lawton. Stopped at center ice by Paul Cavallini to Ron Sutter. Not a Hull. From the red line, he'll shoot it in and back deep in his own end for the puck goes Jason Moore. Now from behind his net, a left wing pass off the boards to center ice. Garth Butcher can't clear it in, and Lawton has it. Lawton to McGill at his own end, up the middle. Dropped off at the blue line by Bozak to McGill. He'll shoot it in, far corner. Around behind the net, out the near side for Presley. He can't do anything with it. Bozak kicks it into the corner, really off his arm. A battle for it there. Benton knocked down, and Butcher has the puck. Gets it up the boards. It's intercepted. Bozak centers. Tipped back to the point. Gates to Presley. A shot stop. And the puck cleared out back into the San Jose end. Presley had a pretty good opportunity. 13:35 remaining in the third period. Sharks trailing the Blues by a goal. Presley at center ice. Over the line. A pass for Bozak. No opening. Then he gives it to Gates, and he drives one wide. Right point. Williams. A shot on the post. Kicked out by Joseph. Ben Kimball trying to hold it against the boards. Can't. Bozak goes to center and does through the goal mouth. Williams pinches it from the right point. Carries to the corner. Now the Sharks defenseman behind the net. Checked by Christian. Still on his skates. Centers in front. And a weak effort by Presley goes wide. The puck knocked down in front of the slot. Finally weakly pushed to center ice by the Blues. With a puck along the near boards, Kimball from the red line. He dumps it in as the two teams change on the fly. Blues lead at 3-2, but the Sharks are playing well. Here's 22-year-old Mike Sullivan over the line into the corner. Held off by Brown. Pummeled to the ice behind the net, and Bob Bassett comes up with a puck. Steams out of his own end. Now to the red line. Bassett along the near boards into the Sharks zone. He's hit along the boards by Wilkinson. The puck behind the net. Bassett gets it. Wraparound attempt. Tipped away to Mullen. Mullen ahead to Falloon. He can't get it out initially. Now he and Marshall hold it against the far boards. And play stopped right in front of the San Jose bench. 12:25 to go in the third, and the Sharks playing some inspired hockey. They trail the Blues 3-2. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Brendan Shanahan has not scored in 6 games, but he nearly got a goal, stole the puck momentarily, and hit the far goal post. It's still 3-2 for the Blues.
Here come the Sharks at center ice. Mullen shoots it in. Back is Wilson for the Blues. Sullivan and Balloon on with Mullen for San Jose. They're forechecking, but Ron Wilson tips the puck out. It'll slide into the Shark zone. Zettler clears the center ice. Sullivan ahead to Falloon. Brown is all over him. Now a pass into the middle of the rink, tipped away, and Emerson comes to center ice to Oates. Right wing to Wilson, 2-on-1 with Emerson. In front for Emerson, tipped away. Good defensive play by Zettler. Oates along the near boards in the Shark zone. Behind the net to Emerson, in front to Wilson. Forced to the corner. Now along the boards to Oates. Blues lead it 3-2. Wilson and Oates work along the boards. The puck comes loose. Falloon tips it to center ice. Emerson there, can't play it. Mullen sweeps it in, and back forward is Jason Marshall. He just slaps it off the boards to the San Jose line. Here's Jason Moore backhanding it in for San Jose. Digging back forward is Jeff Brown in the corner. He can't get it around Herkus. Clears it up in the far right wing to Hall. Into the middle, a giveaway. And Odgers sends it behind the net. Joseph there plays it into the corner for Jeff Brown out of his reach. The Sharks are playing well, forcing the play. Oates loses the puck. David Bruce now tied up along the end boards behind Joseph by Jeff Brown, and the puck comes loose. David Bruce has it. Plays it behind the net. Trying to work it in front, Jeff Odgers. He can't. And it's the Blues to center ice. Hall up the right wing, and he is stood up on a nice check by Moore. Herkus back behind his net. Check loses the puck. Centered! Oh! Hall set up by Oates. Stopped by Hackett. Great play by Oates to Hall again. Hall a shot tipped loose in front. Steered on net. And a save by Hackett as Hall and Shanahan force Hackett to make a great save. And play stopped at the Cow Palace. 10:37 to go. 3-2 St. Louis. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
No one performs better on ice than Brett Hull. And nothing refreshes better on ice than the real cola taste of Coca-Cola Classic.
Hey, Brett, how about a Coke Classic?
Coca-Cola Classic. It scores every time.
Never can get one of these past him. Shoot to win with slap caps from your local Coca-Cola bottler. Look under the caps on products from Coca-Cola and you could win season tickets to Blues games, $1,000 cash, and more.
Well, former Blue Tony Herkus careless in his own end, and Oates put it in front to you-know-who, and Hull was robbed by Hackett. A big save, and then after that, Oates, a great pass to Hull. His shot tipped over across, and Shanahan nearly poked it by Hackett, but he made a big pad save. The Blues leading 3-2 with 10:37 left in regulation time.
San Jose has outshot the Blues in this period, 8-1, but of course Shanahan also hit the post. Shanahan with a puck, leaves it in the corner in the Shark zone for Ron Sutter over skates. Kissio there. Tries to get it up the boards, does. Ahead to Berezan. At center ice with Lawton. Berezan flips it in. Off the end boards. Runs for Zombo. Zombo up in the near wing for Hall in his own zone. Working back deep, pulls away. Hall up the middle of the rink to his blue line. Now to the red line, winds up. A shot, he scores! Oh, big! What an incredible shot by Brett Hall! Oh, my! Hall has his second of the night, and the Blues have a 4-2 lead. I think, John, the puck was on its side. Outside the San Jose blue line, and Hall sends it home. Goal number 52 for Brett.
Well, he smokes it by Hackett from 10 feet outside the line, and that may have hit a defenseman, and Hackett missed it, and Hall gets his second of the night from Zombo at 9:52. In the first two periods, Brett Hull had only 2 shots on net. That's why Brett Hull should put as many on net as he can because he can score from virtually anywhere.
Blues shoot it in from the face-off. Butcher dumping it in. Humans, when the puck's on its side like that, have all they can do to shoot it in. Hall scores. Here comes Presley for San Jose. Into the blue zone on the far left wing boards. He centers and Bassin intercepts. Here's Bassin on the attack at center ice, dumping it in. Bassin on with Lowry and Rich Sutton. Hackett behind his goal, clears it up in the near wing to Presley. Barron pinches in. Presley plays it by him, and the puck slides into the St. Louis end. Butcher, after it, goes behind the net with it up to Emerson. He turns it to Bassin. Bassin will just shoot it in as the Blues and Sharks are changing. 9:25 to go in the third period. The Blues lead is now 4-2. Blues led 2-1 after a period, scored 2 goals in the second to lead at 3-2. And now Hall has scored to give the Blues a little breathing room. Zombo assisting on that Hall goal at 9:52. Sharks send the puck through center ice into the Blues zone. Brown leaves it in the corner for Christian in a crowd. He wheels it around the far side. Up the right wing, Brown ahead to Oates. A breakaway moving in, a shot! Hackett the save on a breakaway effort by Adam Oates. And Hackett holds the puck to gain a stoppage in play. The Blues 4 and the Sharks 2 here in the third period. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
A great pass from Brown to Oates, sprung him free at the line. Oates in the breakaway, but Hackett made a shoulder save. It's still 4-2 St. Louis.
From the faceoff, the Sharks clear to center ice, and it's shot back in by Brown. Left behind the net for Link Gates. On defense with David Williams. Balloon is up front. Also on the line, Mullen and Sullivan. Up shot to center ice into the Blues zone off Brown. Crowd wanted a penalty as Brian Mullen was dumped. Here's Jeff Brown, can't clear it out. Right point Williams. Into the near corner to Falloon. He's tied up by Jeff Brown. Then the puck comes loose. Falloon trying to get it. He does nice work. Centers in front of Mullen. Shot! Great save! Puck loose. Now held under the leg of Curtis Joseph. Boy, Pat Falloon makes some nice plays, and of course Brian Mullen out of the University of Wisconsin, a lot of experience in the league in his 10th NHL season, had a good chance.
A quick shot, and Curtis is laughing about something as Falloon along the boards got it to Mullen, a brilliant pass, and Joseph made a pad save. It seems whenever Curtis makes a save, he's typically off balance and diving around. You know, Ken, and watching Curtis, he reminds me a lot of the way Glenn Hall used to play goal for the St. Louis Blues back in the early days, always off balance, but Hall, as you know, always stopped the puck.
Here's a shot from the left point by Moore. That's tipped wide. Then a blast from Wilkinson on the right side, wide, and off the boards. It caroms all the way back into the San Jose zone. Nice check. Some good forechecking by Hall, but Berezan for the Sharks gets the puck to center ice. Backboard is Zombo in his own end. He'll clear to center ice. Moore and Hall mixing it up behind the play. Blues, Shanahan carries it in, then loses it. Long centering pass by Kissio too far, and Berezan moves in over the St. Louis line, and the Sharks are offside, and play is stopped with the Blues leading at 4-2, and a pair of goals tonight for Brett Hall, numbers 51 and 52.
Well, don't forget, folks, the March of Dimes St. Louis Blues Celebrity Golf Classic will be held this year on Tuesday, September 8th at Norwood Hill, sponsored by Eveready Battery Company, Northwest Airlines, and Skill Corporation. For more information, call 993-6670. The March of Dimes Blues Celebrity Golf Classic on September 8th. Well, young and old are enjoying this game tonight. The Blues lead 4-2. Hall has scored 2 goals, numbers 51 and 52. That last goal, Hall from Zombo at 9:52.
Face-off. Williams for San Jose backhands the puck in wide of the goal. Backboard is Butcher. He's on defense with Barron. Butcher tied up in the corner. Oates up front with Rich Sutter and Ron Wilson. The puck swept behind the net, and Barron will pick it up there. Barron up the near side to Ron Wilson. His own line, flips it ahead off of Kissio deep into the San Jose zone, and Kissio backboard. Kissio behind his net into the corner, eludes Ron Wilson, long pass, hits Lawton in the back. Lawton has it at center ice, plays it across the rink, and Gates will circle back into his own end. Now ahead to Kissio, right wing for Lawton, and it's intercepted by Barron and slapped into the San Jose end. Williams backboard, sends it behind the net. In traffic, Gates plays it a high off the glass to Wayne Presley, who leaves it for Lawton. Ryan Lawton deep in his own zone. Clears it out to center ice. And it's offside as Bozak touches it, and we're down to 6:53 to go. 4-2 Blues. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
You can read all about tonight's game tomorrow morning in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. You get great hockey coverage all year long in the Post. For home delivery, call 622-7111.
Play resumes in the Shark zone, and Wilkinson has the puck. He comes up the middle to Presley. He'll take a long shot over the net off the glass into the corner. Ron Sutter tied up there. Zombo also on the play. Can't clear the puck out. Kept in. Wilkinson a shot just wide. Off the end boards in front of backhand shot by Bozak. Stopped by Joseph. Puck still in. Right point Wilkinson lining up a drive. Caught by Joseph as he does the splits and makes the save. A fine save by Curtis Joseph. And he'll hold on, and there may be a penalty or two called here. The referee, Rob Schick, over to the penalty box. I know Jason Moore was involved for San Jose, and very possibly for the Blues, Darren Kimball on the ice. About the 4th or 5th shift tonight for Kimball. Kelly Chase, by the way, sitting this one out. And it looks like they're going to escort Kimball to the doorway to the Blues dressing room, which is about 3 miles from here. A long walk from the ice surface to the dressing room, and then 25 steps up to the dressing room. And Kimball is through for the night.
Well, Kimball mocks the fans with his own shark call, if you will. And he is gone. And I'm not sure what the penalty was for. As they make the announcement here, he gets a 10-minute misconduct. Ken, I think what happened on the play
13:33.
Kimball was going after Jason Moore. On the previous shift,
10 minutes.
Moore got his stick up in Brett Hall's face, and he and Hall had a bit of a high sticking duel, and Darren Kimball retaliated and went after Moore. Meanwhile, Joseph made a very good glove save on a low Wilkinson shot, and the faceoff will be in the Blues zone.
Face-off near Joseph. Puck springs loose. Paul Cavallini with it behind the net. 6:20 to go. Up to Hall. Rink wide on the near wing for Shanahan, too far. Williams back. Circles behind the net with Shanahan in pursuit. Nice move by Williams to work to his own line ahead to Bozak. He tries to backhand it in, does, and in front of Joseph, Paul Cavallini plays the puck. Goes behind the net, gives it in the corner to Zombo. He's got some room up the right wing. Now ahead to Rich Sutter offside. The pass from inside the blue line taken out over the center red line.
Well, a lot of games around the NHL tonight on our Budweiser scoreboard. Boston beat Calgary 3-1. The Flyers knocked off the North Stars 5-3. In a wild game in Pittsburgh, the Islanders won 8-5. And 2 other games out west. The Rangers leading at Los Angeles 2-0 in the third. And Vancouver beating Chicago 3-1 in the third. Coming into tonight's game, the Blues 7 points behind second place Chicago. And the Blues have a couple of games in hand. So if these 2 games hold up, the Blues will be 5 back of the Hawks with 2 in hand.
The Sharks this season have never beaten a Norris Division team. This is their 10th game against the Norris Division. Play in the Blues zone. Less than 6 to go. Blues by 2, 4-2. Shoot it out through center ice. And Jason Moore back for it in his own end. Both teams at full strength. Left wing to Mullen. Across the rink, off the skate of Wilkinson to center ice. And Dave Lowry shoots it back in. Hackett stops the puck behind his net. Leaves it in the near corner. Wilkinson there dangerously in front of his goal. Ridden out by Lowry, but back checking young Mike Sullivan to take the puck. Now up the middle to Pat Balloon, the #1 draft pick of the Sharks, through center ice over the blue line, stops along the new boards, can't center. The puck comes to center ice, and Jason Moore flips it in. Blues looking to change. The puck is behind the Blues net. Blues have it. Long pass by Brown to center ice to Oates, tipped off him, and back to the Sharks defense. Gates with it. Over to Sullivan, up at center ice to Balloon. He overskates the puck, and then the Sharks are offside at the St. Louis blue line. The Sharks are out shooting the Blues tonight, 32-26. But the Blues lead it 4-2. Ryan Lawton, John, has really come back from nowhere virtually to get to the NHL again under George Kingston here with San Jose.
Yeah, Lawton, a former first-round draft pick of the North Stars back in 1983. He was picked first overall, and really, Ken, was a flop. And then a few years ago, to compound his problems on the ice, Lawton's wife committed suicide, so he has had a lot of personal and professional problems.
That was last season when he was playing with the Phoenix Roadrunners in the International Hockey League, and he has gotten himself straightened out, still living in Phoenix where he likes to play golf, but liking to play hockey again in the NHL much more. Gates clears for San Jose. Oates can't play the puck. And here's Wilkins or Bruce with it. Bruce's pass hits a skate. Back deep goes the puck into the San Jose end. Link Gates with it. Gets it ahead. And Lawton has it. To Bruce. He'll shoot it in. Joseph out of the crease. Stops the puck behind the Blues net. Plays it into the corner. Wilson slows up Bruce. Barron moves the puck up the boards. Runs into Kissio. Then Wilkinson shoots one and a save by Joseph. Wilkinson. Bruce doing some good work. Gets served to Kissio. And a shot off Joseph into the crowd as Kissio, somehow John Kelly was left all alone right in front of Curtis Joseph.
Ken, we talked earlier in the game about the Blues fine defensive play in the last 3 games, but their man-to-man coverage in their own end has not been excellent tonight. It's been average to below average, and there was a good example moments ago. Well, after this 4-game road trip, the Blues come home on Thursday the 6th against New Jersey on Cribbs Ford City Youth Squeeze Bottle night. Then the Hawks are in on Saturday the 8th. The Los Angeles Kings make another appearance on the 11th. That is Right Guard Sports Mug Night. Boston on the 13th, Calgary on the 15th. Call Dial-Tix at 291-7600. So lots of Blues action coming up in the month of February. The Blues are home quite often, and they have a very rugged month of March, a 4-game road trip and a 5-game road trip in March.
And a lot of the road action, especially the rest of the way, on television, as well as every game being on radio. A false start in the face-off in the Blues zone. Saturday night, TV from Pittsburgh. Sunday night, TV from Philadelphia. And, of course, the Chicago Saturday night game at home on KPLR also. Here's the face-off near the Blues goal. The puck in the corner. Zombo has it around far side to Hull. He'll lift it ahead and drops it center ice for Ron Sutter. In over the line to Paul Cavallini. And a pass. Hits a skate. Loose puck in front. And it goes just wide. Puck along the near boards in the Shark zone. Battle for. Paul Cavallini comes up with it near the blue line. Right point to Zombo. In front. A pass just out of the reach of Hull. Back the other way. Ozek sends it left wing to Fenton back in front. Right on goal. And Joseph on his knees grabs the puck and holds it to stop play with 3:38 to go here in the 3rd period. Brett Hull, by the way, has 2 goals tonight. Nelson Emerson and Paul Cavallini have also scored for the Blues.
And the Blues have gotten very solid goaltending from Curtis Joseph, stopping 32 of 34 shots. On that last opportunity, the puck came in front. Bozak was there, so was Wayne Presley, the ex-Hawk, but Curtis held on and made a very nice stop. Joseph, a native of Keswick, Ontario, signed as a free agent a few years ago after 1 year at the University of Wisconsin, where he was called the Cat, the name he likes, and he is as quick as a cat is Curtis Joseph. And Ken, you could really say the difference in this game tonight, at least one of the big differences, the goaltending.
The Blues have really gotten fine goaltending all season from Curtis Joseph. Here's the face-off to Joseph's right. Brown ends up with a puck behind the net. Plays it to the near boards, not out. Williams pinching in, has it in the corner, then loses it to Rich Sutter. He's pinned to the boards by Sullivan, tied up a bit by Williams, who wears number 41. The puck comes loose up the near side. Played off the boards by Basson, and the puck slides right to Jeff Hackett, who leaves it for Link Gates. His pass at center ice. Now Gates mix it up with Rich Sutter behind the play. Blues shoot the puck in. Now Rich Sutter is really attacked by Gates. And Rich Sutter, never really able to get his balance, ends up on the ice, has never dropped his stick nor his glove. Gates dropping everything except his pants, really. He was ready to go. He wanted to go, but Rich Sutter was never really in position on the blades to feel good about it. And both will leave the ice. Link Gates, what a name, and Rich Sutter.
Well, Gates, his nickname is the Missing Link. Kenny's 6'2", 225. Picked up from the North Stars in the dispersal draft. Last year he played in Kansas City, but didn't play many games. He played in 18 games, but then was suspended for the year after he threw a television through a hotel window in Peoria. He's also been charged with carrying a handgun. Earlier this year, when Gates went to Vancouver, he was arrested on a couple of outstanding warrants. So Gates has run afoul of the law and the officials in his career. And he gets the extra minor here. And Ken, when you consider the situation, it's not a very smart play by Gates. This team is down 4-2, and he tries to stir something up. And he gets the extra minor, and a goal here would all but end the contest. So Gates wasn't really using his head there.
David Bruce will go to the penalty box with him. Will come out after 2 minutes. A pair of 2-minute roughing penalties to Gates. Rich Sutter getting a roughing penalty also. And we'll have a face-off outside the Sharks blue line right in front of the San Jose bench. The face-off between Mike Sullivan and Adam Oates. Oates is on a line now with Hull. And the puck slides to Wilkinson on the San Jose defense. He charges to center ice, and he'll shoot it in. Back deep in the corner is Jeff Brown. Falloon checks him. Paul Cavallini takes possession of the puck. In front of the net, a pass to Oates. He drops it in his own end for Paul Cavallini. Right wing for Brown to the neutral zone. From the red line, a long shot off the Sharks player's stick. And it's offside. Blues with 2:43 to go now in this third period. And of course, people around the country still talking about Adam Oates. Very close on and off the ice to Brett Hull. Hull continues to score. And of course, trade rumors continue to swirl around the head of Adam Oates.
Oates has assisted on one of Hull's goals tonight. Now 27 of Hull's 52 goals have been assisted by Adam Oates.
Here come the Blues out of their own end. Paul Cavallini, a left wing pass too far for Oates. Wilkinson ahead for Falloon off his leg into the corner. Falloon tries to center. Brown back to knock the puck away. Blues get a bit sloppy, but Joseph plays it behind the net to Paul Cavallini. He comes out of his own end with a pass on the near left wing to Oates. Oates over the line to Hull. Hull pulls up along the near board, centers. Shanahan gives it right back to Hull. Blues set it up, man advantage. Paul Cavallini back to Hull, taking a shot, little soft pass, hits a leg, and Falloon clears the puck out. 55 seconds to go in the Blues man advantage. 2 minutes to go now in the game. Blues 4, Sharks 2 here at the Cow Palace. Paul Cavallini, stick handles up the center of the rink into the Shark zone. Right side to Shanahan. He's checked. Puck cleared to center ice by San Jose, and here's Zombo with it. Backhanding it ahead. Shanahan tips it to Hull. Hull breaks in. Centers goal. Tips it right on, and Hackett a big save on Oates. Sharks can't clear. Oates takes the pass from Shanahan to Hull. A shot that's tipped just wide at the last minute. Right point, Butcher. Far boards to Oates. Back to Butcher at the right point. Ahead into the corner to Shanahan. Now Brendan Shanahan behind the net. Ahead into the near corner to Hull. Back to Shanahan. Intercepting is Williams. He'll get it to Kissio. He's checked, spun around, tied up by Butcher, but still able to clear it out at center ice to Lawton. One man back, a shot right on Joseph the save. Lawton centers from the corner. Hull intercepts. The penalty over. Bruce back on. Hull at the Sharks line makes one move, can't get it on another player, and loses the puck, and Mullen brings it up the rink the other way over the red line. Long shot and a pad save by Joseph. Under a minute to go here at the Cow Palace. Little slip shot, gloved by Joseph, and he throws the puck over to Paul Cavallini, and it goes off of a Sharks player over the glass and into the crowd. And the action stopped with 46 seconds to go in the third period.
And that brings us to our Budweiser play of the game. It was Brett Hall's goal at 9:52 of this third period. He got the puck at center ice. Well, I'll dump it in, I'll shoot it in. And he smoked it over the right shoulder of Jeff Hackett. His 52nd, and that is our Budweiser play of the game. Brett scored one like that last year in Chicago from center ice. And with his shot, why not dump it in after, or as many times as you can? The Sharks might pull their goalie here, down by 2 goals. The Sharks' next action Sunday in Winnipeg, and then they're back home for a couple of games against Hartford and Chicago. And there are lots of Blues fans out here in California. I'd say as many fans here in the Bay Area as we see all around the NHL. And now a face-off with 40 seconds left, and Ken Hackett is out of the net. He could go off here.
He comes to the blue line. Puck shot into the blue zone. Hackett to the bench. Blues cleared to center ice, and the puck back into the San Jose zone. Balloon pulls up with it behind his net. Blues up 4-2. 30 seconds to go. Pass at center ice for Lawton, broken up. Christian shoots it in wide of the net. Here's Wilkinson behind his goal. Down to 22 seconds remaining. Long pass at center ice, knocked away. Zombo takes a long shot from his side of center wide, and it'll be an icing call. Wilkinson touching it, and the clock showing 15 seconds remaining. Blues 4, Sharks 2, and the faceoff will be back near Curtis Joseph.
Ken Curtis this year has 8 assists. That's a Blues record. That's the second most assists in AHL history for a goaltender. Only Grant Pierre with 14 one year has more. And now the Sharks call a timeout. I was talking to Curtis earlier this year about how well he shoots the puck, and Curtis told me it's his desire and dream to score a goal in the NHL. And in this situation, Ken, it's a perfect opportunity because the Blues are up by 2, 15 seconds left, and the Blues can really afford an icing call here. So if the puck does come to Curtis, you can possibly look for him to try and score into the net. Of course, Ron Hextall has scored a couple of goals. I believe, was it Glenn Resch who scored a goal before that? But Hextall really is the only NHL goalie to ever shoot the puck into a net. And he has a pair of goals. 4-2 the score. This broadcast authorized by the St. Louis Blues Hockey Club solely for the entertainment of our viewing and listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or the use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the St. Louis Blues is prohibited.
The face-off, Oates for the Blues, Kissio for the Sharks. The Sharks' net at the other end is empty. The face-off to Curtis Joseph's right. 15 seconds to go in the third period. 4-2 Blues. They're ready to drop the puck. And Rich Sutter skates into the circle to say something to Garth Butcher. Now they're ready again. Puck drop back to the point. Here's a shot. Knocked down in front. And the Blues try to get it out. Can't. After the Williams drive from the point, now the Blues backhand it out. 4 seconds to go. Williams back in front of his empty net. Clears it to Lawton. And that'll do it. It's over. The Blues make their first and only appearance of the season here at the Cow Palace near San Francisco. Curtis Joseph plays well. Brett Hall gets 2 goals, and the Blues tonight defeat the San Jose Sharks under George Kingston 4-2. And they sweep the 3-game season series, winning 6-3 in October at the arena, 4-0 in December in St. Louis, and 4-2 here tonight. So the Blues begin a 4-game road trip with a 3-3 tie in Los Angeles and a 4-2 victory against the Sharks here in the Bay Area. Now, John Kelly, let's take a look at our Budweiser 3 stars.
All right, Ken, the number 3 star, Pat Falloon, had a goal tonight for the Sharks. Number 2 is Rick Zombo, who played very well, had a pair of assists. And Brett Hall, number 1, with 2 goals, numbers 51 and 52. And Brett Hall is our Budweiser first star this evening.
Almost 11,000, another sellout here to watch the Sharks, but they suffer their 36th loss against only 11 victories. 4-2 the final. The Blues win it. And we'll return to the Cow Palace in just a moment. This is St. Louis Blues hockey. Back in The Bay Area, San Jose, a loser again. Blues win it. John Kelly, a pretty good start for the Blues on the trip. It could be a pretty good trip now.
Well, for some reason, the Blues do better on these long 4-game road trips. Now, with tonight's win, the Blues on the road this year have picked up 17 of their 20 road points on road trips of 4 games. So for some reason, the Blues do better on the long journeys. But they played much better tonight, Ken, and it was a good team effort and a good win.
Now it is on to Pittsburgh and Philadelphia before the Blues are home for 5 in a row. For Tom McLaughlin, our producer, and for John Kelly, this is Ken Wilson. Thanks for joining us tonight here at the Cow Palace. And once again, the final score, the St. Louis Blues 4, the San Jose Sharks 2. St. Louis Blues hockey has been a presentation of Bud Sports through the facilities of KPLR TV and KMOX Radio. Our next telecast here on KPLR TV, Channel 11, Saturday night from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. The Blues and the Penguins. That telecast will start at 6:30 p.m. St. Louis time.
St. Louis Blues hockey has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. By your Midwest GMC truck dealers, Bellman, Bomarito, and Brockland GMC. By the Discover card, it pays to discover the card that pays you back. By Southwest Airlines, providing frequent flights and low fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. By McDonald's, your place for the 59-cent hamburger. By Phillips 66, into the Phillips 66 Blues Power Play. It's so hot, it's cool. By your local bottler of Coca-Cola Classic, the official soft drink of the Blues. By your Metro St. Louis Lincoln Mercury dealers. By AutoZone, the best part at auto parts. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Hardy. By the Missouri Lottery, you can't win if you don't play it. By Southwestern Bell Corporation, the one to call on. And by your Greater